So, hi everyone. So I can see today there are some people who are totally new. Last time means yesterday they were not present in last demo. So let me tell you again in few seconds about myself. My name is Aaradhya Singh. I'm the part of industry close to 20 years, and this is the second demo for the upcoming Microsoft Azure Master Program. Today we have selected a new topic. Name of the topic is storage account. So storage account is one of the service offered by Microsoft, which is very much useful. Doesn't matter from which background you are, if you're working as a data engineer, data scientist, admin or developer, or any other profile you're holding, it is one of the common service which is used by everyone. Even if you're Power BI engineer, you are Tableau engineer, you are working on .NET, PHP, Java, Python, SQL, PSQL, Oracle, or any other technology you're working on, you guys can use it. This is one of the most used service in Azure Cloud Computing. So here, storage account is the name of the service. Now, before moving ahead, uh, nowadays, the digital volume of data is growing everywhere. Just relate today with the year 2012 or 14, you'll find the digital volume of data is growing very fast. It's a few thousand percentage. So everywhere the digital amount of data is growing. To keeping this situation in mind, Microsoft introduced a service in year 2010. Since then, it is called the storage account. This storage account comes under the PaaS service. It means here everything would be managed and maintained by Microsoft. Only you have to focus on the application and data. Just two things, just focus on the application and data. Remaining would be managed by Microsoft. So now question is, what is the use of this storage account? So as in beginning, I told you this is one of the PaaS-based service. Availability of the service is 99.999999 up to 16 times 9 means 100% it will be available even if you have designed your solution properly. In case of disaster also, the data would be available. So here, this service is segregated in total 5 parts. So one is called the blob storage, second is called the table storage, third is called the file, fourth is queue storage, and fifth is the premium storage. Means we have total 5 type of storage options available under storage account. So storage account is one of the Azure service. Under it, we have multiple sub storage or multiple file storage options available. So Microsoft is supporting premium storage as well as standard storage. Now question is, what is premium storage? Whenever I'm talking about the premium storage, it means I'm talking about SSD. So in data center, whenever you select the SSD or you select the premium storage, so in that case, in backend in data center, Microsoft will maintain your data in a solid state drive. SSD means solid state drive. So if you have selected the premium storage here, input output operation will be very high. If I'm relating the premium storage with the standard storage, so standard storage in backend, Microsoft is maintaining data in a hard disk, in a SSD, they are maintaining. Here in SSD or in standard storage, input output operation will be lower, and performance is very fast. Here, premium storage performance is very fast, and if I'm talking about standard one, is a moderate or lower compared to the premium one. This is very costly. Premium storage is very costly. The reason is the technology is the main reason. The way it is being used, whatever the features is giving because of multiple other regions, it's a very costly. Comparatively, standard storage is much cheaper. And here the best example is flash memory. And here it's working on the RPM model, means round per minute. So let me do one thing. So here, this is the example, SSD versus HDD. So if you see here, we have two disk available. This is HDD hard disk drive, and this is SSD. So size of the SSD is very small. You see here, HDD and SSD. So SSD is very small, but it's a costly. Here it will give you better performance or very high performance it will give you compared to the normal storage account. So similarly in data center, whatever the data you are maintaining, that data Microsoft is maintaining either in a premium storage or standard storage. Whenever you select the premium storage, in that case your data will be maintained by Microsoft in a solid state drive, while in other case Microsoft maintain your data in a hard disk drive. So here we have multiple type of sub storage available. One is called the blob storage. Second is table storage. Third, queue storage. Fourth is disk storage, and last is file storage. So blob storage you should use whenever you feel you're planning to maintain some data, uh, maybe semi-structured, unstructured data. Suppose CSV, TSV, audio, video. In case you want to start the recording, you want to store some file system like PDF, Word, zip file, or maybe data center backup, or machines backup, server backup, your laptop backup, or any other device backup. So in case you feel you're planning to store some semi-structured or unstructured data, then you guys can go with the blob storage. Example already given you: CSV, TSV, Word document, zip, notepad, uh, audio, video, or in case you want to stream your data. For example, suppose CCTV camera recording, live CCTV camera streaming you want to do here. In that case, also you guys can go with the blob storage. Now, how much data we can store in blob storage? As of now, in most of the regions, Microsoft is giving the capacity to store data up to 500 terabytes. So, in one storage account, you can store up to 500 terabyte of data. Similarly, Microsoft will give you option to create n number of storage accounts. So you guys can create a multiple storage account. In each storage account, Microsoft will give you space up to 500 terabyte. Second is table storage. So table storage you should use whenever you feel you have massive amount of data. Suppose you have some data, you are scraping the data from social media platform, and the size of data is very huge. Per day, you're getting few terabyte of data, petabytes of data. Then in this case, you guys can store your data in a table storage. And this table storage is not a database. This is normal storage account where you guys can maintain your data in a tabular format. Next one is queue storage. Whenever you feel you're planning to store some data in a queue, or in case you're planning to store your messages, then you guys can use queue storage. Similarly, if you're planning to store your data or machines backup, data center backup, or infrastructure VMs backup, if you're planning to store, then you can go with the disk storage. And finally, if you're planning to create a file server, so here replacement of the file server is called as the file share. So we have total 5 type of sub storage available here: blob, table, queue, disk, and file. Whenever you're going to create a storage account, there'll be some constraint. So Microsoft will not allow you to do anything. There'll be some constraint, or there should be rule which you have to follow. For example, the name of the storage account should be lowercase. If you're going to create a storage account with the uppercase, Microsoft will not allow. For example, I'll open the portal, which is portal.azure.com. So if you remember yesterday, I told you about the master URL. So this is the main URL, portal.azure.com. Here you have to pass your credential, means username and password. Once you will log in, by default, either you will land on home screen or dashboard. So here there are two type of landing screen available in the portal. One is called the home screen. You see here, this is home screen, and the second is called the dashboard. Now, in one subscription, you guys can create multiple dashboards. So let me show you here. This is my dashboard. My dashboard name is VM dashboard. So suppose I'm planning to create a new dashboard. Name of the dashboard I'm planning to pass as a storage dashboard. So here I can click on the create button. You see on dashboard, we have plus create button. And here you guys can pass the name of the dashboard. For example, data dashboard or storage dashboard. Okay, this is your storage dashboard. Click outside and save it. So what happened here, I just created a new dashboard. Name is storage dashboard. So dashboard is nothing, just a template. Template means HTML template. Now what I'm planning to create a storage account. So the left side, if you see here, we have a service offered by Microsoft named as storage account. So this is one of the PaaS-based service. PaaS-based service means in this case, you no need to create any virtual machine. Without virtual machine, you guys can manage and maintain your data. Manage, monitor, create, and maintain your data. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create a storage account. You see here, click on storage account. Here I'll click on create button. Before anything, if you're planning to do anything, first you have to create a resource group. Now question is, what is resource group? Resource group is nothing, it's just a logical container which is mainly used to manage your data or your resources, just like the folder. If you remember in your operating system, what is the role of a folder? Folder or directory is used to manage your file system. If there will not be any concept of folder in your operating system, by default, there will be millions of files available in your C drive. To manage for the better manageability, what Microsoft did, Microsoft introduced a concept in your operating system called the folder. Similarly, here also, Microsoft introduced a resource, a service, name is resource group. So you see here, left side, I'm going to click on create button. Here, what I can do, I can create a resource group. Suppose I'm going to create a resource group for one of my customers. First, what I'm planning to create a resource group. So I can pass here RG, means resource group. And I'm going to create this for my customer is called the Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola. And suppose I'm planning to create this resource group for production environment. Or maybe my project name is DSL, Coca-Cola DSL, and I'm planning to create for production environment. So guys, name of my resource group is RG Coca-Cola DSL. RG is the name of your resource and or name of your type of your service. This is your client name, this is your project name, and this is your deployment platform like production environment. And just think from where your customers or end users are. Suppose most of the end users are from Delhi NCR. So in this case, you have to think what is the closest location to Delhi NCR. So here what I can do, I can type India. I'm from Delhi NCR, so here I'll get option. I'll get a region to select is Central India. Central India means Pune. So in this case, Pune would be one of the most closest locations. So what I'm doing, I'm going to select Central India. Now click on the next button. Here there's a property called the tagging. Tagging is mainly used for the quick searching for better categorization. So what I'm doing, suppose I'm writing here, I'm going to tag that this resource I'm going to create for customer name is Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, and environment is production. So guys, this resource I'm creating for customer Coca-Cola for production environment. Now finally, I'll click on create button. So you see here what I did. I just created a resource group. Name is RG Coca-Cola DSL product. Now under this, I'm planning to create my storage account. So you see here I have a service left side named as a storage account. Now question is, what is service? So service is nothing, just a technology template. For example, virtual machine is one of the service, network is the service, Cosmos DB service, data factory, Databricks, Synapse, all these are the services offered by Microsoft. So using one service, I can create a multiple instances. For example, here I have, you see here left side, I have a service name is storage account. So this is one of the service. Using this service, what I can do, I can create my resource. So give me 1 second. So suppose, 1 second please. So here, usually for drawings, for architecture designing, I'll recommend you guys to go with the code.venco.io. So here I'm searching storage account. You see here, storage account. So I'll copy storage account. So storage account is one of my service offered by Microsoft. You see here, this is my storage account. And what I can do, storage account, nothing, just a service. Using this storage account, I can create n number of instances. So whenever you create any new instance, so newly created instance is not a service. This is a resource for you. For you, this is nothing, just a resource. So you see here, using one service, we can create a multiple resources. Name of the resource, whatever the name you feel you want to pass, you can pass. You see here, the left side, what you see here, this is your service. But using this service, what I can do, I can create multiple resources. Whenever you create any instance of your service, the newly created instance would be called as the storage account. So you see here, name of the service is storage account. Storage account. Okay. And here I created multiple instances. First instance name is suppose. Okay. Suppose this is the name of my storage account. Why I'm passing everything lowercase, the region, there's some constraint which you have to follow. Suppose this is first one. I'm going to create another one. This is LRS number one, LRS2, and LRS3. So you see here the left side is your service and the right side, whatever you see here, this is your resource. So using one service, you guys can create multiple resources. And what you guys can do, you guys can maintain later on, you guys can maintain your data in the storage account. So guys, this is storage account. Here, this is one of the PaaS-based service where you don't require any virtual machine or network. You guys can create the instance of this. The newly created instance will be called as the resource for you. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create a storage account. So you see there, the left side, there's a service called the storage account. I'll click on the storage account. Here, I'll click on the create button. Soon you'll get a pop-up window where you have to select or you have to specify where you are planning to create. So I'm planning to create my storage account in a RG Coca-Cola DSL production. So this is my resource group. I'm going to attach my resource means storage account in my resource group name is RG Coca-Cola. And whenever you're going to pass the name for the storage account, there'll be some constraint. For example, if you're planning to pass in uppercase, you'll get some message. So there are four constraints. Constraint number one is the name should be lowercase. The number one is name of the storage account should be lowercase. The length of the storage account should be between 3 to 24 character. Do not use any special character and it should be unique across the globe. If I'll pass, suppose I'm going to pass TCS. So you'll get a message that this name is already taken by someone. It means the name of the storage account should be unique across the globe. Okay, so I cannot pass TCS, SCL, Wipro, Accenture, the region. All these names are already taken by some company or team or individuals. So here, whenever you're going to pass the storage account name, so make sure it should be lowercase. This is interview question, guys. During the interview, people are asking, hey, while you're going to create the storage account, what are the different constraints are? So there are total four constraints. Number one, the length of the storage account should be between 3 to 24 character. Number two, it should be lowercase. The number three, you cannot use any special character. Number four is it should be unique across the globe. So guys, what I'm doing, I'm going to pass a unique name like Jaguar. What name I'll pass? In lowercase, I'll pass here Jaguar Storage LRS. So you see here, this is a very unique type of name and lowercase, and the length is between 3 to 24 character, and I'm not using any special character. So if you'll pass this type of name or any random name you guys can generate through program also. So Microsoft will allow you to create a storage account. Now, question is where you are planning to create a storage account. So guys, my customer is from Delhi NCR. Suppose in this case, I'll go with my nearest location. Nearest or closest location is Delhi NCR or from Delhi NCR, Pune is closest location. Pune means Central India. Now here, what is the purpose? Are you planning to create this for the storage account? So yes, I'm going to create it for the storage account. And what is the use? What is the purpose? What type of workload you are planning to store into it? Are you planning to use the same for the machine learning? Are you planning to store uh, for high performance computing? Or you are planning to store some cloud native application? Or you are planning to take the backup? Or you are planning to archive some data? Maybe you are planning to take the backup of your machine, your data center. That is also possible. Or you are planning to use it for the big data analytics, means If you're working as a data engineer, then you guys can use this one. If you're working as a data scientist, then you guys can this one. If you're working on, suppose you are streaming some data, you're looking for a high throughput, then you guys can select development, media streaming, then you guys can go with this one. If you are working as an admin, then you guys can select backup and archival. Means this storage account you are going to use for the backup purpose. Okay, so for the time being, what I'm doing, I'm going to select Azure Blob storage or Azure Data Lake Generation 2 for the backup and archival purpose. Okay, so if you remember here, initially I was talking that Microsoft is offering two type of performance: standard storage and premium storage. Whenever you go with the standard storage, the standard charges will be 2 cents per GB per month. Means here you have to pay only 1 rupee 60 paise per GB per month. Means if you are going to store 1 GB of data, so every month you have to pay only 1 rupee and 60 paise. That's it. And if you're planning to go with the premium storage, here you have to pay more, just double or maybe more than that you have to pay. So for the time being, I'm going with the standard storage. Now, here we have multiple type of redundancies. Make sure you guys, you will focus here. Microsoft is offering multiple type of redundancies. Redundancies means this is one of the past service. In this case, as in beginning, I told you, most of the things should be taken care by Microsoft. So in case of disaster, there will not be any downtime. Microsoft will design your solution in a such a way that in case of disaster also the services will be up and running. Okay, so the first type of redundancy option is called the LRS. LRS stands for locally redundant storage. So how it is working, make sure you'll focus here guys, this is very important. So LRS, and this is into question also, guys. LRS. LRS stands for local or locally. So locally or local attendance storage. In this case, suppose I'm the end user. Whenever any end user is uploading some data, suppose I'm the end user, what I'm doing, I'm going to upload my data. So whenever you guys will try to upload some data, or maybe media streaming, audio, videos, CSV, or backup, anything that you are planning to maintain your storage count. So what will happen? In this case, Microsoft is committed to give you at least 3 copy of the data. Means you will upload once, but internally your data will be replicated internally 3 times. So see guys, this is your region. Suppose my region is Pune. Pune is my region. So in Pune region, what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times. Give me 1 second. So this is region is Pune or Central India. So in Central India, this is one of the region. Okay, this is your region. In this region, what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will copy your data 3 times. So here, what they will do? Microsoft will replicate your data 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times. For example, I just uploaded a picture. Whenever you'll upload some picture, audio, video, CSV, TSV, or any type of data, immediately what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times in the same region. So you see here, this is your region. In your region, we have 3 data centers. So whenever you'll upload your data, suppose I'm the end user, I'm going to upload some data. Okay. So you will upload your data once. Okay. So guys, I will upload my data once, but internally what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will synchronously, Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times in the same region. This is first time. What they will do? Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times in the same region. So first copy is ready. Similarly, second copy is ready, and then third copy is ready. So 1 second, guys. So what Microsoft will do here, this is, what is this? This is your region. The region. So in Santander region, what Microsoft will do, or whatever the region you select over there, what they will do, Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times. So this is Santander. In this Santander, we have the first region, first data center. So this is my data center number 1. So what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will replicate your data in the same region, but different data centers. 1, 2, and 3. This is second data center, and this is third data center. And this entire process will be synchronous. Okay. So guys, I'm the end user. Whenever any end user will upload any type of data, so what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times in the same region. And this process will be synchronous process. Synchronous means first Microsoft will create first copy, then they will create a second copy, then they will create the third copy. Every time Microsoft is committed to provide at least 3 copies of the data. And this process would be synchronous process. So this is the end user. End user will upload the data. End user will upload the data once, and internally Microsoft will replicate data 3 times within the same region. In this case, guys, in this case, the pricing is, this is lowest in terms of pricing. This is one of the lowest one. So here in this case, the availability of your data would be 99.999999 up to 11 times. So guys, how exactly the system is working in this case? So give me a few seconds. So in this case, what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will replicate your data, 3 times in same region, but different data center, different rack, different power supply, different cooling center, etc. Means physical infrastructure devices will not be the common. Why they are not maintaining everything in the same device, the region in case of disaster? If Microsoft maintain everything in one infrastructure, then in case of disaster, there's a huge chances that you guys will lose your data. Hence, what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is maintaining your data in the same region, but different data center. Same region, but under different cooling center. Same region, but under different network. So here, guys, physical devices will be different. This is one thing. In this case, SLA will be 99. Here, in this case, SLA will be 99.99. SLA will be 99.99. Total is 11 times. So guys, the SLA would be 99.999999 total 11 times. If I'm talking about the charges, how much Microsoft will charge? Microsoft will charge 2 cents per GB per month. It means in Indian rupees nowadays, lump sum 1 rupee 65 paise. 1 rupees 65 paise per GB. Per GB per month will be the charges. Okay, and how it is working? Whenever and you will upload data, so Microsoft will replicate it. Okay, so Microsoft will replicate data 3 times in the same region. Means first time, and this will be one of the synchronous process. Okay, redundancy data density would be a replica or okay, would be synchronous process. The process of the data, whenever Microsoft maintain multiple copies of data, it would be one of the synchronous process. Means synchronously, Microsoft will replicate your data in the same region, but different rack, different power center, different cooling center, different power supply, different hardwares, switches, router, everything will be different. So in case of disaster, Suppose by default I was getting my data from here, but in case of disaster, suppose because of earthquake, tsunami, or hardware, software failure, if you are not, or maybe first instance is not available, still services would be up and running from the second and third one. Means in this case, Microsoft is committed to give you the SLA of 99.99%. And how to create it, I'm going to show you. So see guys, what I'm doing, I'm going to select the redundancy as a LRS, means locally redundant storage. And there are a couple of properties that we'll discuss later on. And finally, I'm going to create. You see here, I'm going to create a storage account here in Pune location, means Central India. This is one of the most used service. It is used by everyone. If you're working as a data engineer, data scientist, developer, admin, or any other profile you're holding, normally people are using it. In case you want to connect with this, then here Microsoft is offering a free. Microsoft will give you a free tool, which is called the Storage Explorer. Azure. So you can type here Azure Storage Explorer. So what you guys can do, in case you want to connect to the storage account, here you guys can download Storage Explorer. If you already have, then you can open. You don't need to download. So you see here we have the Storage Explorer. This Storage Explorer you want to download on Mac, Windows, or Linux environment, just go and use it. Suppose I'm going to use for Windows environment. So you see here, this is Storage Explorer. Just install on your local machine. Once installation will complete, so here you guys can open this. Like I'm going to open Storage Explorer. You see here, this is the tool offered by Microsoft. This is free of cost. Okay, just use it. Now what I can do, here we have option connect. You guys can click on connect button. And what I'm planning to connect to the storage account. So just select your storage account. And here Microsoft is giving multiple options to connect to the storage account. Either you guys can pass the access signature or storage account name and key, or you guys can pass the connection string. So where you'll get the connection string or all these details. So guys, this is my storage account and it's ready. What I'm doing, I'm going to pin this to the dashboard. You see, this is my storage account. In this storage account, how much data I can store? We can store up to 500 terabyte of data in one storage account. Similarly, we can create a multiple storage account. So here, what I'll do, I'll click on the storage account. Here we have option. So access key. You see, there's a property access key. I'll click on the access key. Here, Microsoft will give you the constant string. This is the constant string. I'll copy the constant string. Just copy this constant string from here and select your storage account Explorer. What I'll do, I'll select the connection string, next, and this connection string I'll pass here. Now display name would be Jaguar Storage LRS-3. In case you want to change the display name, you can. For example, I'm going to pass duty free storage. Okay. Now click on connect button. So you see here we have the duty free storage. This is one of the most used service offered by Microsoft. In case you want to host the static website, that's also possible. So guys, in case you have some branding website, you have some static website that you want to host in very low cost with the high availability, with the high performance, then you guys can go with the storage account also. In one storage account, we can, we can deploy unlimited number of websites, but make sure these websites should be static, not dynamic. If any website which is dynamic, means maybe it is designed in PHP, Java, or .NET. So such type of websites you guys cannot deploy. So let me do one thing. Let me deploy multiple website here. So if you see here, this is my storage account. In this storage account, I have a blob storage. The first type I was talking about, the blob storage. So blob storage is mainly used whenever you feel you're planning to store the unstructured or semi-structured data. For example, CSV, TSV, audio, video, website, machines backup, data center backup. So in all these cases, you guys can use blob storage. And what I'm doing, under the blob storage, I'm going to create a container. Container is just like the folder. So I'll click on the create blob container. Here you guys can pass the name of the container. Make sure the name should be lowercase. Make sure the name of the container should be lowercase. The length should be between 3 to 63 character, and it also doesn't support any special character. So here I'll pass here webs. Okay, webs. Under these webs, what I'm planning to migrate multiple websites from my local machine. So you see here, I'll click on the upload button. Here, upload folder. So in my local, or yeah, upload folder. And here, this is my local machine. I'll select desktop. And on desktop, we have a desktop backup. And here we have multiple published websites. So what I'm doing, I'm planning to deploy my first website. The first website is preschool website. So what I'll do, I'll select and migrate. What Microsoft will do, Microsoft will not too much time. Within few seconds, Microsoft will complete the migration of your website from your local machine to storage account. Similarly, what I'm doing, I'm going to migrate another website. These are the published website of my local. This time, I'm going to select the second one. This is jewelry related website. Okay, now we have two websites deployed. Let me deploy one more website here. So here I'll select my local machine. Here I have another website named is Spicio. So this website I'll select and migrate. So what I did, guys, I just deployed three websites, including all these three websites. How much I have to pay? I have to pay less than 1 rupee 60 paise per month. Why? The reason is the size of the website is few MB only. And here in 1 rupee 60 paise, you guys can maintain up to 1 GB of data. So guys, the biggest advantage is this website will never go down. Even in case of disaster also, the services should be up running. Means my website would be up and running. One more example of this I'll give you in real-time situation. You know, yesterday, if you remember, I was giving the reference of Dabur. So Dabur is one of the FMCG company, Ayurvedic and FMCG company. So they have few thousand products available in market. For each product, they have one website. Just think for a Dabur type of company, if any company is having thousands of products available in market, and if they have to manage few thousand websites, it would be very difficult for them to manage. So what Dabur type of companies are doing, they are developing the branding websites or static website like Dabur website, okay, or Dabur products, okay. You see here, they have multiple brand. They have the brand name, and they have multiple product. They have multiple brand, multiple product. In case you want to do some shopping, you can do it. You see here, you guys can shop. Hmm. So this is one thing. Apart from it, for each website, whatever the products you see here, for each product, I mean, all the products are not listed, but for each product, they have a dedicated website. So whenever you're going to buy anything, what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will redirect you on Amazon Pantry. The region their product, also not Microsoft, Dabur will redirect you guys on Amazon Pantry. The region is they have listed, means Dabur already have listed almost thousands of products on Amazon. So at Amazon, almost all their products are available, or FMCG, especially FMCG products are available. So whenever you click here or you are planning to buy anything from this Dabur website, what they will do, they will redirect you on Amazon Pantry. And you see here, this is Amazon Pantry. There are lots of products from the Daburs are listed here. In case you want to buy, just buy from here. So what Dabur is doing, they don't have, they are not developing, websites or dynamic website. They are developing static website or branding website. All these type of static and branding website, Dabur type of companies are deploying in very low cost with the high availability. So suppose if you are working for a customer where customer has some static or branding website, so what you guys can do, you guys can directly deploy your such type of website in a storage account. Even Microsoft also, they have few thousand websites, few thousand. Even I don't know how many total, what is the number, but almost all these websites are maintained by Microsoft vendor. So what they are doing, do you think they have dedicated server for everything? No, they are also maintaining their branding website similar, exactly I was telling. So guys, what you guys can do if you have some static website or branding website or any website which is supporting the serverless architecture, so all these type of websites or services you guys, web-based services you guys can directly deploy in a storage account. Now you see here, I have three websites. So let me try to access this. Whenever you try to access, as of now, your data is available in a public environment. So when I'm suppose this is my first, okay. So I'll copy the URL. Whenever you try to access this website, actually this is available in public domain, but Microsoft will not allow you to access. The reason you don't have the permission to access. So either if I mean you guys can access only if you have the permission to access. If you don't have the permission to access, so you can't do it. So let me do one thing. Let me allow the permission to access these websites. So what I'm doing here, this is my storage account. Okay, here this is my storage account. I'll select my storage account, and what I'll do, I'll I'll give the permission. I'm planning to provide the permission to access it. Now, question is anyone know how to change the permission, how to provide the permission? As of now, it's not accessible. No idea. So you see here we have a property called the configuration. As of now, as of now, anonymous access is denied. Means any user, if you don't have the permission, means we are anonymous user. You are the anonymous user. I'm the anonymous user. So if any user who is anonymous, the access for them is disabled. What I'm doing, I'm going to allow the access for anonymous users. So just allow the access and save it. So this is one of the property which you have to change in case you want to allow the access. Now, again, I return back to the container. You see here, container name is webs. So here, access level. Okay, by default, it is private access. Let me refresh this. By default, it is private. Private means if access is private, you guys would not be able to access this. Now you see here, after making the change in the property, now I'm going to allow the access on the blob level. Okay, access is allowed. Now what I can do, I can refresh. You see here, this is one of the website I just migrated in a storage account. I deployed a storage account, and how much time it took? Maximum 15 seconds. Within 15 seconds, you guys can deploy a website. Similarly, if you have few hundred websites, then how much time it may take? It may take 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, few hundred websites you guys can deploy. And this website would be highly available. 24/7 without downtime, it would be available. And SLA would be 99.99999 total 11 times. In case you want to increase this SLA, that is also possible. And how much you have to pay for this website? 1 rupee 60 paise, including all these three. Similarly, in this 1 rupee and 60 paise, you guys can operate 10, 20, 40, 50 websites. The reason these are the branding and static websites. Now here I'll take a pause for a few seconds. It's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, you guys can unmute and ask your question. Josie, any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mohammed Khan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Basically, my full name is Mohammad Shoaib Khan, sir, but I
Okay,
am putting you Mohammad Khan.
okay,
So
no
my
problem.
question is related the storage means in blob or actually, sir, it is segregated in the structured and not non-structured, unstructured data, right? So
It
how
is
we can be
it is for semi-structured and non-structured.
okay?
Hmm. Now,
So how we can be, sir, means how we can understand what is this, structured and semi-structured? Means
Okay.
any example for the same?
Haha. Okay, so structured means if you have some data available in a tabular format, like in your data, you are planning to store your data in a tabular format. So usually this type of data is called the structured data. Like if you're planning to store your data in a SQL, PSQL, MySQL, Oracle, such type of databases, then you guys can go with the, I mean, this type of data is called the structured data. And in case you have some file system, for example, TSV, CSV, Word document, zip file, machines backup, or server backup, data center backup. So there is no structure of the data. Correct? PDF file, audio, video, streaming. So there is no structure. Such type of data is called the unstructured data. And sometimes some data we have semi-structure. For example, XML data, JSON data. So these are called the semi-structured. Means it's not 100% structured, but some part is structured and some part is unstructured. Later on, using the some of the programming language, you can work on it. So there are three types of data normally available in market: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. So here, storage account you guys can use to maintain storage account. Especially blob storage you guys can use to store semi-structured and unstructured data. We have one more type available: table storage. If you have some structured data available and you are planning to store in low cost, then you have to store your data in table storage. But remember, table storage is not a database. This is just a storage platform where you can store high amount of data in low cost. Clear?
Sir, in tabular form means it is only for Excel or CSV files, like, or it
No,
is
no. Tabular,
also
no, no. Tabular can be anything. If your data, if any data, whatever the data you have, if it is available in a tabular format, like it can be, uh, it can be Excel, or maybe your data is available in SQL, PSQL, MySQL, DB2, Oracle, or any other databases also. It can be anything. One thing is common: if your data is available in a tabular format, then this type of data is normally called the tabular, I mean structured data. Unstructured data means there's no format of the data. It's completely unformatted data, like PDF. So PDF is not structured data; it's unformatted. Okay, like data center backup, images, audio, video, folder, zip file. These are unstructured data.
so, sir, how we can be identify means when any website is developed and when we have infrastructure designing, on that time we can select any storage, like we have selected the blob. So
So
how
very
we can be differentiate it will be structured, and
so.
how we can go with another options we can select it in the
So
storage
if you
part.
remember, if you remember yesterday, uh, Arun was explaining. So why this course is important? This course is important. Reason here, your decisioning will improve.
Right, sir.
Decisioning means here everything. We're not covering the topic. We are starting with the use cases. Against any of the use cases, there'll be multiple solutions. So we are discussing about the solution. Against the solution, there'll be some architecture. We are drawing the architecture in the live session, and after it, we are implementing. Because of the approach, because of the discussion, things will be more clear to you. So now
Right,
question is how you will identify whether this type of data is structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. So one is your exposure, experience, training, and all these. So say example, I mean rough example I'll give you. For example, website. Do you think you can deploy, you can maintain your website in a table? Answer is no, you cannot deploy a website or you cannot maintain your website in a table. It means website is not a structured data, it's a unstructured data. Similarly, so whatever I deployed here, this is a website. This is unstructured data. If you are planning to store the data center backup, machines backup, server backup, that's also unstructured data, like zip file or any other type of file system. So any file system is unstructured data.
Guys, can I request if you are not speaking, please go on mute. We are hearing children noises in the background and it may be disturbing to many participants. Please go on mute.
So similarly, you see here, this is another website. And let me show you the last website also. So guys, here as of now, I have deployed only 3 websites. What you guys can do, you guys can deploy similarly few hundred websites, including hundreds of websites you have to pay. Suppose you have total 100 websites, usually branding and static website of the branding and static or a website which is supporting the serverless architecture is very less, like 2 MB, 5 MB, 10 MB, or 20 MB. So in 1 rupees and 60 paise, you guys can manage more than 100 websites. Means just run hundreds of websites in 1 rupees and 65 paise. And this is one of the platform which should be available all the time. Even in case of disaster, also the services will be up and running. You see it?
Aaradhya,
So, uh,
let me ask one question. So sometimes people take the portal.azure.com, they create a new subscription. For example, they are a new student, they create a new subscription, and they learn different services. For example, they learn Azure storage and many other, all the different kind of services they learn. And they realize that some of the, they are creating some instance, they're doing some work. I'll just call it broadly, some work. And they leave the services on. They don't seem to close it or get out of it. And there's a bill that comes to their home or their email ID saying, hey, you have, out of 200 free credits, you have already used 100 or 150, or and this much is sometimes they go over. So do you have any best practice of
Yes.
like should they
Yes.
be closing the services, or what should they do?
Yes. So guys, it happened. It happened with the most of the guys who are totally new to the cloud or this ecosystem. So what Microsoft is suggesting, Microsoft suggests to configure the monitoring platform, subscription monitoring platform. For example, suppose I logged in and you see how much amount is available in my subscription, $81, 81.96 lump sum, $82 available. Okay, so similarly, whenever you people will work in a production environment, your customer will not give you the unlimited amount. Lots of people think I'll get the unlimited amount, I'll get the unlimited control. So your customer will not give you the unlimited amount. Or if you're planning to consume the unlimited amount, you people will lose your job. So what Microsoft is suggesting, Microsoft is suggesting to discuss internally in your organization what should be the lump sum budget for the project to execute for a month. For example, I have 100 website, I have databases, I have data engineering services, I have some admin related services or something else. So including everything, the budget is suppose $10,000 per month or $20,000 per month. So what you should do, you should create a budget in your subscription first. So before starting anything, set a budget. So now question is how to configure the budget. So here Microsoft is offering hundreds of services. So you see here, the left side, there's a categories available. For example, if you're working as a developer, like if you're planning to develop some mobile apps or web apps, then these are the services offered by Microsoft. Similarly, data storage related services are listed right side. These are services, security related, networking related services, monitoring related services, identity related services. These are services related to DevOps, database, compute, analytics, AI, machine learning, and many more. So what you guys can do here, just search, click on the all and search here subscription. You see here, available as a service here. So click on subscription. In subscription, you guys can create your budget. So just select your subscription. In subscription, we have an option available which is called the cost analysis. So let's start from here. So if you see this subscription, so my subscription ID is this. This is my subscription name, and my billing period is 12th of every month. 12th to 11th of every month means what Microsoft is doing. At Microsoft is adding $150 in my subscription every month. So I'm getting $150 every month from Microsoft for this type of training purpose. So every month means every month midnight 12 o'clock a date would be 12th. They will add on top of $150, and this will expire. This you have to consume in next 30 days. And the billing is USD. And current status of my subscription is active. My role is honor, and these are my personal details. Now, if you see here, whatever the services I used in last couple of days, weeks, month or year, in case you want to analyze, you can do it. For example, last time means last 12th of September, Microsoft added $150. This is the amount added by Microsoft in my subscription. So this amount they're adding every month. And so far, credit available is 81.
Yeah, thank you, Aaradhya. So I was just planning, I was just sharing that there is a way where you can manage your subscription very well. So the idea is not to go deep into this topic because we're discussing storage account as a topic today. But I wanted to let everybody know because it's a question that many people ask. How do I manage my subscription? How do I make sure that I'm closing the instances of? So if you're not using something, you have to close it. And as we are discussing the important services, the lessons, Aaradhya is going to help you guys understand, the nuances behind each. Aaradhya, I'm not sure if we lost you on the screen or you're trying to close something.
Yeah, sir, he is joining. Like there is some issue with his laptop.
No problem.
Yeah.
So, guys, just like this, we are going to learn. We started with one topic. So the best way to learn is when an instructor is teaching, you go topic by topic. Uh, I mean, of course, he has a few slides here and there to drive home a point, but he switches immediately to the practicals because the practicals here are very important. So after each chapter, he's going to give you an exercise. I mean, he'll do the exercise right in front of you, and then he's also going to share with you how to do it step by step. So let's say you are not able to understand it, you can ask questions. You can also have access to the recordings so that you can take it home, run it, try to do it, in a more peaceful way. Because sometimes when we are in class, we are all focused. Uh, some, you know, when we are in front of for example, I'm sitting with Akriti and Prem, and I'm always wondering, oh my God, Akriti has been able to do it faster than me, and I'm like, I did not. I missed on one step, or I took a little bit longer, or my machine did not work, or whatever it might be the case. Uh, Sometimes in a pressure situation, we are not able to complete the same exercise. You must have seen, like in a school, when we were in school or college, in the home, we were able to do the same math problem very easily by our own. And then when teacher called us in the class and said, hey, Akriti, or hey, Prem, or hey, Muhammad, uh, come and do it on the blackboard or whiteboard. Then we were a little nervous. So sometimes that can happen. But don't worry about it because you'll also have the recordings to go along with it. So you can, uh, do it one-on-one later. You can ask questions, and or you can join a session a little bit ahead of time, or between Monday and Friday, you can work with another buddy of yours, or the teacher himself, and that way that you will not have problems. The only problems that people have is when they uh, when they don't attend any classes. For example, they'll say, "Oh, today was this marriage. Second day, oh, I had this movie session that I had to go to. Third day, again same excuse. Fourth day, another type of excuse." Uh, so if we have to see, nobody is judging us except ourselves. If we keep making excuses every day, we are never going to learn. We will always keep a moving target, and the target will never be achieved. But if you understand whatever, for example, storage account concept is being taught today, if you pay attention, if you practice it, you go home and say, sir, you gave a Dabur example. Are there other examples similar in nature? Or, sir, I did not understand. I know that you explained about structured, semi-structured data, but I still have one more question. I have, for example, I have a file called as a Parquet file, right? So, what kind of data is that? Or you may have heard a format called iceberg. You read an article somewhere and you said, oh, so iceberg format, why is that becoming popular these days? So those kind of questions you can always come back and ask the instructor, and obviously being an experienced architect, he'll be able to guide you. Am I making sense, guys?
Right, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So while Aaradhya is joining back in a few minutes due to the challenge, does anybody have any generic questions about the
Sir,
core? You can ask. You can even ask a question about the course itself or duration.
sir, I think yes, got a one quick question, sir.
I think.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm asking that we have this Azure masterclass. Do we any idea we will have any AWS masterclass or Google masterclass?
So the idea, see, like yeah, like I told
Say
you,
in the
Arjun.
future,
Yeah. So the
in the
short
future,
answer, yeah.
yes, sir.
So I think the short answer obviously is yes. Like you and I spoke yesterday for about half an hour. The idea is yes. We believe in multi-cloud learning. So at some stage in the future, we'll also try to have Azure or Google based upon the demand and ask of the students. We we have done off in the past with somebody, like I told you yesterday. So yes, but right this minute, there's a huge demand for Azure, and a lot of people want to learn that. So we want to bring this first. Atik ji, did you understand?
Yes, sir. I got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So guys, especially Akriti and Prem, Atik has good experience with. He has done some previous classes with somewhere else, and he has good experience with things like he's been into networking. He has also done some Terraform. He has done some wonderful things. So we whatever previous experiences you have, when you bring it to the class, you're more enriched when you are learning. You're combining that prior experience of yours, whether it is in IT or non-IT, and you're bringing that experience to the table. We love when we have a diverse students. And Aaradhya's back. All right.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Okay, so again, I have shared my screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So I was explaining last time. I was explaining in real-time situation, whenever you people will be onboarded on a project, that time first thing you have to check what is the budget total overall, what is the monthly budget for the project, or what is the annual budget of the project. Based on it, what you have to do, you have to create some policy on subscription level. Like here, I have all services. I'll select here subscription. In my subscription, this is my subscription. Current status of subscription is active. Current cost is $68. I'm the owner of the subscription, and this is my subscription name. So if you see, whatever the resources so far I have used in last couple of days, so the or whatever the resources are active, these are the my resources as of now available. In case you feel you're planning to set the alert for it, like whenever 60%, 25%, 20%, 10% amount is consumed of your budget, then uh, you want to get the notification from Microsoft, or you want to get a call from Microsoft, or you want to get the alert email, or there are various options available. So if you see here, whatever the services I used in last couple of days are listed here. So these are the services I have used. So $64 I paid for Azure Bastion, for backup 26, VNet $7, virtual network, VPN, application gateway, SQL, Microsoft Defender, and others. $97 I spent here in India, Central India, United States around $5.57, South India $0.23, and so on. Similarly, what was the name of the resource group? So these were the name of the resource group. Okay, now so this is one thing. So this is just a type of prediction or forecasting. Microsoft will tell you the way I'm using it. If I'll use as it is up to next month of 11th of October, then forecasting is I have to pay lump sum 179.1, means the way I'm using as of now, if I'll use as it is, then lump sum $180 I have to pay. So what you can do, you guys can create a budget for it. Means maybe you guys can create monthly budget, or you can create annual budget, you can create a weekly budget. In my case, if you see, I already have created a monthly budget. So my monthly budget is 150. The reason I'm getting only $150 every month. So this budget I have created for next 6 years. So budget I created first of May I created 24 for up to 30th of April 2030, and budget monthly budget is this. And so far I have your latest spend is $86, and this is monthly budget. So what I can do, let me delete this budget first. So first I'm going to delete my old budget, and let me show you how you guys can create a new budget. So if you're planning to control the cost or such types of situation you're planning to manage, then here we have a property available budget. Right side we have option, just go and create one or multiple budgets. So are you planning to create a budget for entire subscription, or you are planning to create a budget for one particular project or module, domain, or resource group? So if you feel, if you're not going to select anything, you're not going to filter anything, then whatever the budget you'll create, it would be applied on entire subscription. But if you feel you're planning to create a budget for particular publisher or particular invoice number or particular resource group, suppose you're planning to create a budget for one of the resource group. Suppose in the same subscription, multiple project means you have deployed 10 20 projects of different customers. So for each customer you have a separate resource group. So in case you want to create a budget for resource group, just select the name of the resource group. Means I'm planning to create this budget for RG Coca-Cola. Means for Coca-Cola I'm planning to create this budget. If you don't want, then you can leave it, just skip this. So for the time being, I'm going to create a budget for entire subscription. Here budget name, whatever the name of the budget you feel you want to pass, just pass the name of the budget. For example, okay, monthly subscription budget, monthly whatever the name you feel. Okay, monthly budget or monthly subscription or monthly sub budget. Okay, so what is the reset period? So yeah, are you planning to create annual budget, quarterly budget, monthly budget, or any particular advice or custom range you are planning? Suppose I'm planning to create a monthly budget. So you see at the right side, this is the forecasting. So in last five past month, $89, the maximum forecasting was 89. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm going to create a budget from 1st of September to 2034. For next 10 years, I'm going to create a budget up to 31st of December. Means whatever the budget I'm going to create, it will be applicable for next 10 years. Lump sum 10 years, it will be applicable. So what will happen here? What is your budget amount? Suppose my budget amount is $10,000, $20,000. Based on the discussion, it will be decided. In my case, my monthly budget for the training purpose is $150. So what I'll do, I'll pass here $150. So if you see here, my actual budget is $150. Okay, and this is the monthly. Like in month of March, I consumed around $20. Here in April, around $40. May around $85. July, it was around $10. August, around $5. Here in September, it's $80 so far. Okay, so this will give you the history of last couple of months. So based on the history also, you guys can decide. So now next is, so my overall monthly budget is $150. Out of that, some amount I already have consumed. Now, are you planning to get some alert? So suppose I'm saying yes, I would like to get a regular alert. Okay, so here, what type of alert are you planning to get? The alert on forecasting or actual? So I'm planning to get the alert on actual value. So what will happen whenever the 10% of total amount, mean 10% of the total budget is $15. Whenever the 10% will be consumed, like $15 will be consumed, then I'll get a notification from Microsoft. Similarly, I want to, okay, let's go with the 25. Otherwise I have to create 10 times. So okay. So here, one more thing, what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is telling you that you have to create an action group here. Means whatever the activity you'll perform later on, first configure the action group. So here we have property manage action group. Whatever the name of the action group you want to pass, you can. For example, I'm going to create an action group. This action group I'll create under the resource group. Today I created RG Coca-Cola, and the action group name would be monthly budget. Monthly budget. Okay. Display name, in case you want to keep the same name or different name, is your choice. Suppose budget. The length should be up to 12 character. Next, are you planning to get a notification whenever the threshold value will meet? Are you planning to get some notification? So I'm selecting yes. I want to get a push notification, means whenever the certain percentage will reach, maybe 25% will consume, 50%, 75%, or 100% amount will be consumed, then I would like to get some alert or call from Microsoft. So in this case, you guys can select the second option, which is email alert, SMS alert, push notification alert, or voice calling from Microsoft. So here, if you want to get the alert, so you have to configure your email ID. Suppose your email ID, whatever the email ID you feel. Okay, suppose this is my email ID. Now what I'll do, here you have to configure your mobile number. So just select the country code. Earlier this facility was available. Almost all the facility was available for Canada and United States. But nowadays this is available European countries, India, Japan, Australia, European countries, United States, and Canada. Not all countries. So guys, this facility is available for certain countries. So for India, country code is 91. So select the country code, and whatever the mobile number you have, just configure your mobile number. So guys, in this case, what will happen whenever the threshold value will meet, you will get an email notification on this email ID, on registered email ID. Similarly, you'll get a notification on your registered mobile number also. Similarly, if in your local mobile phone you have configured Azure mobile app, then here you have to pass the email ID. Suppose whatever the email ID you have configured with, just configure this. And last one is the voice calling. So guys, earlier this facility was only for United States and Canada, but since last 3 months, this is available for India also. So here, select 91, which is SD code for India, then configure your mobile number. So what will happen? Whenever the threshold value will meet, then Microsoft will call you. They will call you, means it would be one of the recorded call from Microsoft that you already have consumed 25% amount of your overall budget, or 50%, 75%, or 100%. This type of notification Microsoft will give you. If you don't want to get this notification, you want to raise a ticket, that's also possible. Remember guys, if you're planning to raise some ticket, that's also possible. For example, whenever the 25%, 50%, or 100% will cross, you want to raise a ticket directly in a ticketing tool. That's possible. Or you want to do any other activity, you want to perform, you want to create a report, you want to create a VM, you want to delete the infrastructure, everything is possible. So what I'm
So,
doing,
yeah, so thank you, Radhya. I mean, I just want to have them a glimpse that it is manageable, and you have explained it in good details, so that people understand that depending upon the, what the budgets are, they get an idea the itemized bill, just like we get in our cell phones, right? We can get an itemized bill. That is quite possible. Um, I wanted to answer somebody's. I want to cover two important questions. One is in the chat box that somebody has asked, and then we can go back to the remainder of the class. So, a lot of people ask us, guys, and this is for everyone, irrespective of what background you are. Some people ask us, whenever sir is teaching, or whenever any instructor is teaching a particular concept, and they're trying to demo it, sometimes they may not get any error at all, or they may get one error which they quickly fix and move on, right? But when in the evening we are alone, we are listening to the recording, and when we are trying some exercise, it could be exercise of any service, right? And when we are trying that, we make a lot of errors. So we get nervous. What do I do? And the simple answer is, what do you think we should do, guys? I mean, of course, I can ask somebody why an error is coming. I can ask one of my batchmates in the class. We have a buddy system. What else I can do? I can ping my instructor and say, sir, I'm stuck here. I don't know why this error is coming. We can ask. We can also put it in the group so that other people in the group can answer. Yeah, because somebody may be faster than you in a particular exercise. In exercise one, somebody else is faster. Exercise two, somebody else is faster. That happens, right? Or somebody might just get to an exercise earlier than you. The idea that I'm trying to tell you is, there was a student in our class recently who used to get a lot of errors in almost every exercise, and he used to think that, oh my God, everybody else is ahead of me. Uh, uh, you know, uh, I seem to be exploring very deeply about a subject, and when I try out whatever I learned in the class, when I try out, I do okay. But whenever I try something extra from my side, uh, I get errors. So he was thinking, oh, I should be dejected. I'm depressed. Why is this happening? I am not meant for Azure learning. I am 35 years old. I will not be able to learn Azure, DevOps. All this Azure business is not for me. And you'd be surprised, guys. This guy did better than everybody else when it came to interviews, when it came to actual, and he got a great job also. Why? Why do you think that happened? Because this fellow, no, because he practiced extra from his side and he asked questions. So the the more practice you do, the smartest guy in the class is not the guy who never gets any errors. One of the smart guys in the class in real life, in practical life, is the person who who gets errors and tries to ask friends, tries to ask the instructor, tries to ask, especially the instructor, because the instructor obviously has to be the most knowledgeable, right? So ask, and if you are if you are able to understand why a particular error is coming, what is the cause, how we can fix it, that's how you learn the best. So don't get disheartened. Many people get disheartened the moment they say, oh, in the class I was learning it in half an hour, he told me everything, but when I tried it, I'm getting this. Please do not get disheartened if that happens to you, because that, trust me, it is going to happen to everybody. It has happened to me. It has happened to Aaradhya himself. It has happened to every single person who is now the master today, right? So remember that. There's another question in the class. Somebody said, "Hey, I am now X years old." Huh? First of all, don't say you are X years old. Call yourself you are X years young, right? You have, somebody said, I've done BTech some time back, long time back, and now I'm kind of in mid career, but now I'm pivoting to this new role. Is this for me? Of course it's for you, because you have your experience in telecom, and in telecom you have worked with the networking, complex systems, Some aspects you may have learned about data management and security in some telecom job. All those skills and experience that you have from the previous thing is very relevant to cloud and cloud computing, cloud architecture. It is very much relevant, guys. In fact, you guys are one of the best people to get into this thing. And there's a growing demand for people who have prior experience in IT, and they can blend the new skills with whatever they have learned in their domains. So there are numerous opportunities. Uh, if you learn all the services well, you should be able to um, learn and get great jobs instead of, you may have seen a lot of people, a lot of companies that did layoff of senior people. So one of the things they might be thinking is, hey, there are a lot of senior people. They're at high cost to the company, and they add no new value to the company. So if we lay them off, we can perhaps hire like 2 juniors or 3 junior people. So if you do not want to get irrelevant and out of the industry because you cannot add any new value, this is your chance. So for everybody, whether you're a younger graduate or you have few years experience or you're in a mid career, for everybody there's a chance. Now many people don't take any action after. They'll go to one person, have a webinar done, they will hear a webinar from Aaradhya, they will go to YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, and they'll keep wondering for 2 more years. 2 more years pass and they haven't taken any action. Some people say, oh, I had kids, oh, I had this, oh, I had that, oh, my mom, oh, my dad, oh, my relatives took me up, my Netflix took. If you keep on giving excuses to yourself, you are the only person who's going to suffer. When you talk about kids and family and life, everybody has a family. I have a family. Aaradhya has a family. You talk about young kids. All of us, there are a lot of ladies who are coming, who have been out. There's one person in our class, in our class. This lady was out of the industry for a few years because she had worked in the past, but she became a full-time housewife. She was managing the responsibilities of the house, and then when the kids became slightly older, she wanted to return back to the industry. Even she has been able to transition. So guys, that's all I'm going to say. Excuses are something that you give to yourself, and the only person that gets hurt is you. It will not worry the instructor, it will not worry me, it will not worry anybody else in the world. In India, we have a concept of wo char log kya kahenge. We always think about, oh, I'm so old, I'm so young, or I'm so green, I'm so red. What will those 4 people say? We are always worried about that. Please, when you are trying to learn anything new, do not say wo char log, those 4 people. Please keep them outside of the house, and you can meet them for fun and for entertainment. But for learning, if you have to be alone with your material and with your instructor like Aaradhya, please make advantage. In 3 months, your life can change. Back to Aaradhya.
Yeah. So even guys, it's very true. Age is just a number. If you have the vision, if you have will, if you want to do really something, you can do it. I'll show you one example. He is my student. Age is just a number for him, 55, around 55-year-old. The question is, nowadays he's working in WHO Australia IT department. So guys, even yesterday I was talking about a lady, Tripti Joshi. So she was working as a bank manager and 36-year-old. And you see, she also got the opportunity. A lady who is working as a bank manager, if can get the opportunity, then why not you? And this is the first company, this is the first IT company for her. And salary is not a smaller. The salary she is getting lump sum 16 lakhs, 14 lakhs fixed plus 10% variable plus 60,000 extra. So it's a good number. So guys, age is just a number. If you want to release something, if you respect your time, the reason is time is money. If you want to make money, you have to respect your time. You have to take your decision on right time. If you are taking, then things will be more easy for you. And in case during the implementation, if you feel you're struggling somewhere, so first we are suggesting to try yourself. If you're unable to do it, I'll be available. Over the call, I'll be available. Every day, I'll give you 5 to 6 hours slot. During this period, like morning India timing between 7:30 to 11 o'clock, you guys can call me anytime, Monday to Friday. I'll be available over the call to help you. So age is just a number. There should not be an issue if you are committed. If you are committed to with yourself, if you want to do something really good, then things are very easy. If you're not, then things are very difficult. So guys, what I did, I just configured that in case threshold value meet or cross, then we will get multiple type of notification. Means one notification I'll get over the mail, second notification I'll get on my as a SMS on my mobile, third I'll get a push notification on my mobile phone, fourth I'll get a recorded call from Microsoft. They will tell you that, hey, you already have consumed 25%, 50% or 100% of your overall budget. So here, suppose I'm passing monthly budget, whatever the name you feel you want to pass, you can pass. And what type of action you are planning. If you don't want to take any action, you want to get only notification, that's okay. Otherwise, in some of the cases, what customers are planning or what you guys can do, you can raise some ticket. Suppose if you're planning to raise some ticket in ITSM tool, you can do it. Or maybe you want to raise a ticket in Jira board, that's also possible. Or suppose you already have created some logic app workflow, you want to execute that logic flow. Means maybe all the, suppose in logic app or Azure function, you have configured that if threshold value meet, just deactivate all the machines. Okay, suppose you have hundreds of machines running, and suddenly what happened, because of certain region, suddenly the threshold value crossed than 100%. So what you guys can do, you guys can automatically shut down all the machines. For it, there should be a logic app or there should be Azure function. What you have to do, if threshold value raised or crossed more than 100%, then immediately all your infrastructure will be down. In case you don't want to down your infrastructure, no problem, just skip it. What will happen? Microsoft will inform you using the different approaches. Like they will call you, they will send you push notification, they will send SMS, they will send email also. Apart from it, in case you want to take some action, like you want to delete the infrastructure, you want to shut down the infrastructure, you want to copy everything from here to there, or you want to do any other operation, that's technically feasible. For the time being, I'm not going to take any action. And finally, what I'm doing, I'm going to tag that this I'm doing for customer name is Coca-Cola for production environment. Okay, and create it. So what I'm doing, I just created an action group that whenever the certain percentage will cross, whenever the threshold value will cross, then I'll get such type of notification. So you see here what I did, I just selected that whenever the actual value, 25% of actual is reached, means whenever $37.5 of my budget will reach, then I'll get a one notification. Second notification, I want to get on 50%. The total budget is $150. Out of that, whenever $75 consumed, then I'll get the second notification. Third, I want to get on 75%. Okay. Fourth, I want to get on 100%. Means whenever the 100% of actual is reached, then I want to, suppose last time I want to get on 100%. Means whenever the forecasted is 100%, then I want to get an alert. Or what you guys can do, first time you'll get notification, second time you'll get notification, third time notification. But last time, if this is also about to cross, then you can shut down all the infrastructure. That's also possible, right? Inner cell, I would say, depending on your requirement, you guys can create your budget. You guys can design your budget. And finally, guys, I'll configure my email ID. And in case you want to use any other language for the communication, you guys can change the language. Microsoft is not supporting any Indian regional languages. The region in India, we have more than 600 languages. So it's not easy for, maybe not possible. Even overall languages, more than 14 to 15,000 in India. local languages. Major languages are more than 600. So for India, they don't have any regional languages so far configured. But yes, like German, French, Hungarian, English, Dutch, Chinese, Taiwanese, Mandarin, uh, and some other languages are available. You guys can configure. So this is important whenever any customer, suppose you have a customer from Netherlands. So over there people speak Dutch. You want to get the alert in Dutch. So you can select it. Now finally, if you see what I did, I just created the budget that whenever this is my monthly budget. So it is just created for next 10 years. Whenever this value will cross like 25%, 50%. Joshi, can you please go on mute? Okay, thank you. So guys, whenever 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100% amount will be consumed, then I'll get a notification. So what you guys can do, first 3 times you can configure, or you can send email alert, SMS alert, voice calling, or you want to raise the ticket, that's also possible. If not, then you guys can shut down the entire infrastructure. That's also feasible. Depending on the requirement, you guys can configure it. So it's a easy everything. See, things are very much easy if you're positive. If you're not positive, if you're buying the time, you'll buy only time. You'll not get anything. You just get the time. So here overall, if you see, I what I did today so far. So far, I created a storage account. I configured multiple website on top of it. Similarly, we have multiple type of redundancies available. There's a case available. So as per the architecture, what I was explaining last time, let me try to open it again. So last time I was explaining, in case of disaster, so what will happen? In case of disaster, if first instance is down, maybe you have some data available, you just upload your data here in data center 1. So what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will replicate your data from primary to secondary, secondary to secondary 2. So in this case, the SLA will be 99.99%. It would be 11 times 9. The monthly charges will be 1 rupee 65 paise per GB per month. And here, Microsoft will copy your data in same region, but different data center, different power supply, different cooling center, different rack, and many other infrastructures will be different. So these type of redundancies are called as the LRS. So this is one of the cheapest one. Here you have to pay only 2 cents per GB per month. Apart from it, we have some other types available. Okay, let me already have designed it for the last batch, so I'll show you. The second type is called the zone redundant storage. So guys, in this case, what will happen? If you remember yesterday, I was talking about the type A and type B region. So if this feature is not available everywhere, we have 67 regions across the globe, but this feature is available in 17 or 18 regions only. So in this case, what will happen? Suppose I'm the end user, and here Microsoft is committed to give you at least 3 copy of the data. Means whatever image, whatever the video or audio you'll upload, Microsoft will maintain at least 3 copy of the data. So if you have selected the second type of redundancy, which is called the zone redundant storage or ZRS, in this case, what will happen? As an end user, you will upload your data once. So what Microsoft will do, in your region, if there's a multiple zone available, so what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will create a 3 times, they will create 3 copy of data in different zones. So if you see here, 1 copy of data is available in zone number 1, second copy of data is available zone number 2, and the third copy of data is available zone number 3. In this case, SLA is slightly higher. Like earlier, it was 99.99 total 11 times, but this time it would be 12 times. 99.9999999999 and 9, total 12 times. And here ZRS replicate your data 3 times within the same physical location. Means region will be the same, but zones will be different. So first copy of data would be available in zone number 1, second zone number 2, and third in zone number 3. In this case, redundancy will be slightly higher, and data movement from one zone to another zone will be synchronous process. And this is the second lowest in terms of the cost. In this case, you have to pay 3 cents per GB per month. And anytime in future you guys can change. For example, in beginning you started with LRS. After 1 month, you guys can change from LRS to ZRS or ZRS to GRS or RSGRS. So anytime in future, you guys can change it. And in this case also, Microsoft will distribute data in the same region, but different data center, power supply, power backup, physical infrastructure, cooling, and many more. Now question is, what's the difference between the first and second one? The first one is available everywhere. Worldwide, we have 67 regions available. This you guys can achieve everywhere. But here SLA is up to 11 times only. SLA is up to 11 times. And here SLA is slightly higher. And in this case, in case of disaster, suppose earthquake, tsunami, or war situations, so there's a possibility that during the attack, during the war situation, there's a possibility, maybe the possibility is 0.000000001%, but there's a possibility that if a bomb drop on top of the data centers or on a region, or maybe 4, 5, or suppose 2 missiles dropped here, enemy country drop 2 missiles, so there'll be possibility that all the 3 data center may not be available for a couple of days. To avoid this situation, what you guys can do, in case you are looking for the BCDR, BCDR means business continuity and disaster recovery. Then in this case, you guys can plan to go with this model. In this case, whatever the zones are available, it would be available in the same area, but premise may not be the same. For example, one copy is available here, second copy will be available maybe after 500 meter or maybe 5 kilometer or maybe 50 kilometer. So there'll be some distance between these zones. Distance can be anything, it can be 500 meter or maximum 50 kilometer. Means, for example, Utah. In Noida, we have, as of now, I think this is India's biggest data center as of now. So first phase, let me show you. Utah data center, phase 1. Okay. So guys, this is phase 1. This is one of the data center in Noida extension. Noida extension. So this is phase 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 data centers available in one zone. Similarly, from here, I think around 30, after 30 kilometer, what they're doing, they are trying to set up one more zone here. Means they are trying to say, and that is under construction. The second zone is under construction. The first one is operational since last, I think, close to 2 years, and second is under construction. So what will happen in case of war or war type of situation? There's a possibility that entire zone may get down. But if entire zone is down, still services would be up and running. The region, your data, one copy of data is available in zone number 2, and one more copy of data is available in zone number 3. If this is down, then immediately your connectivity will change from first to second and third. Means you guys will get the response from the second or third. If first and second both are down, then you guys will get the response from the third one. Remember, but here in this case, in the first case, in case of war, tsunami, earthquake type of situation, there is a possibility. Maybe the percentage is very, very rare, but very nominal in maybe in decimal points. But there's a possibility that there may be downtime of situation. But in case you're planning to, or your customer, any customer is planning to achieve the BCDR, then you guys can recommend them to go with the second option, which is called the ZRS or zone redundant storage. In this case, Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times in the same region, but different zone. In this case, SLA will be slightly higher, and data movement from one zone to another zone will be synchronous process. And this is the second lowest in terms of the cost. We have one more type available, which is called the GRS. GRS stands for geo redundant storage. So in this case, what will happen? This also used whenever you're looking for the BCDR. BCDR means business continuity and disaster recovery. So guys, this is slightly different. In the first 2 cases, Microsoft will give you 3 copies of data. But in this case, Microsoft is committed to give you at least 6 copies of the data. So 3 copies of the data you guys will get in your primary region. Like if you have selected your primary region as a Mumbai, then in Mumbai, what Microsoft will do, suppose I'm the end user, I'm going to upload the data. So what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will upload the data first in data center number 1, then one more copy data center number 2, then one more copy data center number 3. And these processes will be just like the LRS, same like the LRS. Once these three copy would be ready, then asynchronously, remember guys, asynchronously, what Microsoft will do, they will replicate your data from primary region to secondary region. So primary region is Mumbai, so secondary region will be South India, means Chennai. So three copy of data they will create in Mumbai. Then after it, asynchronously, they will create three more copy of the data in Chennai location. So it's just like locally, this is like the LRS. But what is advantage? The advantage is because of certain situation. If entire region is down, suppose entire Mumbai region is down, so you no need to worry about it. Immediately, you guys will get the response from the secondary region, which is hundreds of kilometers away from the primary one. So, guys, if Mumbai region is down, then in this case, you will get the response from Chennai. The region you whatever the data you'll upload here, Microsoft will maintain your data here, plus they will replicate data hundreds of kilometers away from the primary region also, which is called the secondary region. In this case, this type of redundancy is called the GRS. So GRS replicate your data synchronously 3 times within the same physical location, just like the LRS. Once these three copy would be ready, then asynchronously they will copy your data hundreds of kilometers away from the primary location in secondary region. In this case, SLA will be higher. It would be 99.9999 total 16 times 9. It's a very high, guys. Okay. And here data movement from primary to secondary will be a synchronous process. Inside the primary, it will be synchronous. But while the data is being copied from primary to secondary region, that time it would be a synchronous process. And in case of disaster, suppose entire region is down. So in this case, what will happen? You guys will get the response from the secondary region, but there will be slightly dependency, maybe 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, but there will be slightly latency. Okay, here latency will be lower, while from here latency will be little higher side. This is one disadvantage. The pricing will be just double from the LRS. In LRS, you have to pay 2 cents per GB per month, while here you have to pay 4 cents per GB per month. Just double you have to pay. One more type available, which is same like the GRS. So guys, the last one is called the GRS or read access RAGRS, read access geo-redundant storage. In this case, it is same like the GRS. There's no changes between GRS and RAGRS except one. In this case, if in case of downtime, read and write both are possible. Definitely there'll be some latency, maybe 5 seconds, 4 seconds, there'll be latency, but you guys can read the data as well as you can write the data. But in RAGRS, you guys can read the data, you cannot write the data. Means new data you cannot upload, but whatever data is available in the region that you guys can read it. So these are the different type of redundancies are offered by Microsoft. One is called the LRS, second is ZRS, third is GRS, and fourth is called the RAGRS. There are a couple more available. That is nothing, just a combination of these four. But these are the four main type of redundancies are offered by Microsoft. Now, question is, in which situation you will select and what option? So if your application is critical, you're not looking for the downtime type of situation. So I would suggest you guys to go with the GRS. In critical application, in production environment, I would suggest you guys to go with the GRS. Here you have to pay just double, but availability will be 100%. Even if primary region is down, you'll get the response from the secondary region. And if your application is non-critical application, suppose the development is going on, testing is going on, some processes are going on, and it's or anything, or you are taking the backup or other things, then in all these situations, you guys can go with the LRS. In case you are looking for higher SLA, but you're not ready to pay more amount, then you guys can go with the ZRS. Okay, again, I'll take a pause here. If you have any question related to redundancy, then I would suggest you guys to unmute and clear your doubts.
Since nobody is asking a question, I'll tell you a quick story. Because stories are sometimes more effective to drive home a point. So I had a friend in the US. He's still in the US. This guy, listen to the life story. Funny story, right? Fun story and very inspiring also. So he was into United States Marine from 92 to 96, right? So he went there. He was without a college degree back then, and so he was in United States Marine Corps. Okay, he was an aviation operations specialist. Then after he got out of the army from in '96, after 4 years in Carolina, he went to Illinois State University. He thought I should complete my education. So he decided to some basics of networking there. He was a network system engineer. From there, he worked. He studied for about 1 year, 9 months, and he became a principal consultant in network engineering and security. So he started working for a small company in the local area that he was in. After that, the next 6 years, 4 months, he was into service management because he 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 got hold of a company and he became a service manager slash consultant. Then he decided, oh my God, I worked for so many years. I have some experience from the aviation in United States Marine. Maybe I should do something on my own. Maybe I should start. Everybody, my friends are getting into some sort of business. I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to have my own company. So he started something called as so just like you have a lot of insurance companies, right? Private insurance companies. So he thought, let me take a franchisee of somebody else and become an insurance agent. So he took an agency and he became an insurance agent for State Farm. How much time did he do it? He launched the agency, he recruited some people, he hired a sales team, and he ran it for 9 years and 3 months. So imagine, so far in his career, all that he knew was basics of networking, and he was running an agency, which means he was doing business development, getting clients, and all those kind of things. So this was 2010, right? So after 2010, he joined. He thought, "Oh my God, I've run this agency for a long time. It is becoming profitable, but now I'm finding it difficult to manage it on my own with children and with a lot of other responsibilities, family, children, whatnot. Let me wind this up and let me work for somebody else." So he joined a company called Tech Systems. He became a consultant there. He worked with that company for another 4 years, right? In a normal consulting. At that point, he approached me and he said, we should do. I want to the organization that I was working for. They are wrapping up and they are shifting all the business to Texas, shifting all the business to Dallas. So he decided to, become a program manager, project manager, that kind of a role he took up, a consulting role, and he worked with them for about 2 years. Then, after 2 years, he thought, okay, I'm getting a good opportunity in some other place. He joined Accenture. So Accenture recruited him because he had some experience and he had some good background. They needed somebody who can do project management and who has some basic business acumen and basics of networking. So imagine, so far, this is year 2017. After 2017, he did that. Then he said, oh my God, I'm realizing that I'm doing the same project management and network and basic stuff, but I'm not growing. I need to make more money. My children are growing up. They're going to college or school. One of them was in school. One of them was going to college. He learned the cloud computing. And unfortunately he did not have somebody like Aaradhya or Ashok. So he learned it in the US through somebody else. And so, long story short, he decided to take a pivot in his career. He changed he changed from that role, learned that, and he became. He joined. Can you imagine who hired him after having learned this? It was the right time, pre-pandemic era. Who hired him? Amazon, because he had learned Azure and he had also learned a little bit of OS. So he was hired by Amazon, and thereafter his career took a different trajectory. He became for Amazon Web Services, he became a cloud cloud strategy. He joined in their cloud strategy and enterprise transformation group. So he joined on a junior rank and he became a leader in that company within 5 years. After 5 years, he is now running his own business as a cloud transformation executive, and he has been doing that for last 8 years. So, guys, what am I trying to tell by the story? That somebody who had no experience in cloud computing, he took a he took a call and he tried to change his career. He learned something, practiced it. He never thought of what will the society say, what will those four people say, wo char log kya kahenge. He never bothered about it. Those four people, he just he just practiced for 3-4 months properly. After having completed the course, he spent 1 month, and that changed his entire life. For those of you who want to know who this guy is, I can actually give you a LinkedIn to show you. The story is very much visible, and I have been in touch with him for a long time. Last couple of years, I've not been able to speak with him because I've been very busy myself. But I have so many stories of people who have done their BTech and transformed, or who have done their MBA and transformed. Aaradhya gave you a story of a bank manager who transformed their career and made more money and got more uh, opportunities for the future. So one moment, guys, one moment. All it takes is one moment and one job to change your life. So there will be some people who will listen to Aaradhya as if it was a Netflix demo or a documentary, and they'll go home and say, "Ha, it was good class, but I have this problem, that problem." They'll keep on giving some excuses, while there'll be people who will work with guys like Aaradhya, guys like Ashok, and COE team, and they will transform their careers. So there can be only two options. Either you take action and transform, or you can sit behind, watch others uh, like zoom past you, and then you will realize, okay, oh my God, I wish I would have taken that action. The most important thing is not to have regrets in the future. Back to Adya.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I think we are very close to 7 p.m. So in between, if you have any question related to whatever we covered yesterday or today, we can take your question. Any question? And this is not a small topic, guys. As in beginning, I told you, this is one of the service which is widely used by data engineers, data scientists, developers, admin, and architects. Even others also using. And this is a very vast topic. If I'm talking about the documentation offered by Microsoft, total number of pages in the Microsoft document for this service is more than 6,000 pages. It means you no need to worry about it. There are certain segments for everyone. For example, if I'm working as a developer, I'll use the same service with different approach. Another example is Amazon.com. So in suppose this is Amazon website. Whatever the images you see here, all I mean this is just example. I'm not talking that this is deployed in Microsoft Azure cloud computing. So what happened? So what are the pictures you see here? Do you think these pictures we are getting from where? Actually, these pictures we are not getting from the machine. These pictures are deployed in a storage account. So if anyone who is working as a developer, developers are deploying their application website or branding website. If anyone who is working as a developer, what they are doing in their application, whatever the pictures, audio, video, PDF, or document, they are using all these documents. They are managing here in a storage account, or in case you're planning to store the social media footprint, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn data, telemetry data you are planning to store in a tabular format, then you can store your data in a table storage. If you're planning to store your messages like Amazon delivery message you're planning to store for the short period, then you guys can use the queue storage. If you're planning to take the database backup, then you guys can use the disk storage, or you're planning to create a hard disk for your machine, then using this you guys can create a hard disk and attach in your VM. Similarly, if you're planning to create a replacement of the file server, that's also possible. So it's a even same if anyone who is working as a data engineer, so same what they can do, they can convert the same storage account in a data lake. As of now, this is normal storage account. But what you guys can do, you guys can either you guys can convert the same storage account as a data lake, or you can create a new storage account with a special property. Here in normal storage account, Microsoft will not allow you to create a subfolder under the container. But in a Azure Data Lake, Microsoft will allow you to create a folder, subfolder under the container. For example, if you see here, this is a normal storage account. Here under this storage account, if I'm planning to create a container under this app, so there's no option. I will not get any option to create a hierarchy of the folders. But same time, same storage account, if you're planning to use for the data engineering project, then service should be the same. You see here what I'm doing, same service I'm using, but I'm making slightly changes. One property I will change, and because of the selection of the one property or single property, it will be converted as a data lake. So I'll take hardly a few seconds. So you see here, I just pass a unique name like ADLS, and what I'm planning to use uh, for data engineering project for the big data analytics. Okay, I'll use the LRS, or next is here we have property. So guys, here we have property. What I'll do, I'll enable this. So whenever I enable this property, the same storage account will be converted as a data lake. Later on, in case you're planning to configure SFTP, that's also possible. For the time being, what I'm doing, quickly I'm going to create it. So you'll realize soon, in few seconds, you realize the same story. I haven't did anything else. I just created a new storage account and I just changed a property. And because of this, the same storage account converted as a data lake. And now here in data engineering project, data science project, in case you're planning to store huge amount of data, up to 500 terabyte of data, you can store. In some of the locations, Microsoft is supporting up to 2 petabyte in one storage account. But as of now, in most of the region, it's a 500 terabyte. This is number one. Second, if you don't want to create a new, suppose you don't want to create a new storage account, you have an existing storage account that you're planning to upgrade. So upgrade is also possible without making lots of changes. Within few seconds or minutes, you guys can upgrade your existing storage account from existing to data lake storage account. So now you see here, this is the new one I created. Now I'm going to pin the same on dashboard. Now see the difference. First, I'm going to see, just remember this icon, guys. This is the icon of storage account. Okay, 3 lines. Now I'll show you, this is a data lake storage account. And now here, see here, this is a different icon. Property same, storage blob storage. Both are blob container. But here icon is different. The region is, this is not a normal type of storage account. This is with the data lake property. For example, this is your container. Now here I'm going to pass any name like images. Sorry, images. Last time with the normal storage account, I was unable to create a container into it. But this time, what Microsoft will do, suppose I'm getting lots of images per day. So first, suppose this is September. Okay, September. So 09. This is month. Okay, or what I'm doing, year is 2024. So every year, okay, now month is September 9. In September, we have, I think, 30 days. So daily for daily, what we can do, we can create a container here. So normally in data engineering project, we have on runtime using data factory. Usually we are creating a containers. So what you guys can do using the customized code or using the data factory or using any other ETL or ELT platform or runtime, you guys can design your same storage account as a data lake also. Now under these containers, you guys can store your data. Yeah. Now finally, it's time for the Q&A. You guys can unmute and clear your doubts if you have any.
Srinivasa, I think you wrote something that it's something about the class. Can you introduce yourself to the audience and help us understand your question?
Yeah.
So today's class is more focused on a demo because we have all kind of beginners and they come from different streams, and a lot of people we do not know. So
Yeah,
this is a
quick
demo
question.
with the focus on storage account. What has been so this is one service. We are going to learn in future classes a lot of other services. So please let me know what was your question about the class.
Yeah, quick question. Suppose the person is a brand new guy, and uh, how your class will be helpful to get the knowledge in Azure and data lakes and data lakes and data science projects, and how he can able to get a job in this very tough market.
Can you
So
share your background, please?
my background is zero experience in Azure and
And
AWS.
what has been the education?
No, I'm just a master's guy
You're a master's in what?
in computer science.
Got you. So since you're master's in computer science, you would have gotten typical subjects. Are you a fresher or do you have some experience in the IT industry?
Yeah, I am fresher actually.
So in this course, you're going to learn about various services. Number one. So if you have watched, I don't know if you have been able to be you are able to you have been able to see our previous recording where Aaradhya, he went through the design of the course, what all is going to be covered. So I think you have not been able to see that. I will send you a copy of it. Watch it, and we will answer those kind of questions. As far as the jobs are concerned, the second part of your question, we have so we help you in various ways. So first of all, anybody who needs any kind of a job in any role in IT requires to have a good education and complete confidence in what he has learned. That's the basics, right? Apart from that, once that is done, they need what? Mock sessions. They need interview in what kind of questions are asked in the interview, those kind of stuff. They also need many 90% of the resumes that we have been seeing, they are non-optimized. The resumes are not optimized. The LinkedIn is not optimized. So we have workshops and classes which is directly conducted by me on how to optimize your LinkedIn, to put your best foot forward, how to optimize your resume, how do you showcase the different kind of projects that you've done. Many people who are absolutely new, they don't directly jump into a course, they do some kind of an internship, and we have a group especially dedicated to internship. We also have a group which is dedicated to, we post a lot of opportunities that we get from variety of sources into that group, so that people can go to that group and figure out which opportunities their skills are matching against. We tell them about something called the competency matrix, where you look at the must have and nice to have of a JD, and how do you showcase your experience against that. We we also have business communication classes that go along with this. So people, when they join the centers of excellence, they are able to they have an entire network of people, and we keep on having Friday, Saturday, Sunday seminars. These are free seminars, guys. Even if you're not a student, you're just an ordinary member, people get access to that kind of a stuff. We also have a huge um, amount of materials that we have from variety of companies, questions, and so on and so forth. When it comes to specific stuff like what kind of projects, Aaradhya chooses specific exercises and specific projects that help you get live experience. So these are just few things. I mean, there are many other things. These are just few things that you get when you're a part of this course. This is not a course; it's an experience in itself, and it is unparalleled today in the industry. Uh, but we are with a lot of humility and with folded hands. We never claim to be the god of Azure, as many YouTubers or YouTube heroes or Didis and Bhaias do. We try to say that we are imparting the best of education, the best of knowledge, the best of it, and ultimately efforts, attendance in the class, listening to the recordings, asking questions, those kind of basic expectations obviously we have from the student. So you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. That effort has to be from the student's end. Am I clear? So all those services, like, today's class, like, it is focused on storage account. Obviously, there are more than 200 services in Azure, right? So many of them are a focus of the dev track, admin track, and the architect track. So all these three tracks have been combined into one, and it has been called, it has been, the course has been designed appropriately to cover more majority of the things that are asked in a 3 months duration. The And we have, instead of keeping the price as 1 lakh and 2 lakhs like many people are charging, we have kept it at a price that is affordable to all. It offers value to people, and that's who we are. Am I clear, Srinivasa, or do you have any other questions?
Yeah, how much is the price?
Aaradhya, can you share? We can share that typically during the demo we don't talk about that, but Aaradhya, if you want, you can go ahead and share the value.
Okay. Okay. So guys, so there are a couple of things. One is the fee structure. So duration of the fee is duration of the course is 3 months, and it's not only 3 months. Sometimes it can be plus, like it goes up to 3.5 months also, depending on how much question you guys are asking. In some of the batches, people are asking lots of questions. So if you people will ask lots of questions, if classes will be more, communicative, and in that case, usually we run very slowly. And in this case, the time will increase. This will not be 3 months only. Minimum it would be 3 months. It may go 3 plus also. And if I'm talking about the fee for Indian students, if anyone who is
Yeah,
from India, which is 20, and anyone who is from outside India for international students, it's at $250.
right. So that's the pricing, and what Aaradhya is basically trying to say is he does not want to limit the student to, no, you can only come for 3 months. I'm going to just rush through the lectures and I'm going to finish it. I'm going to have a start date. I'm going to have an end date, whether you understand or not. You have paid me the money. That's not who we are, guys. We are the centers of excellence, and there are students who are super smart. There are students who are also average students, and they take a little bit longer. And it's okay, because these people become a part of what is called as alumni, and we have alumni. We keep an alumni group where all the people can interact with each other, and they can also interact with the instructor. So your relationship does not end at the end of the course. It's an ongoing relationship, just like we have done for our specialized data engineering course. We have another specific course called as Azure Data Engineering, and for that we have had tremendous successes, and all those successes are recorded, and we have shared them in the past, and we also hope to upload a few of them on YouTube. If the people in those interviewers are comfortable, the people who have been interviewed are comfortable, we ask their permission. We also, there are some NDA kind of deals where they cannot disclose a lot of things on YouTube. They're bound by their agreements with their company. So we take their permissions and we try to share the data as well.
Yeah, I had
So
one more confusion. Yeah, I had one more.
some people take a little extra, and that's okay, because we'll help them. Yeah,
Yeah,
what was the
I had a one more confusion, like whether I should go for a AWS or Azure. Like, what is your advice to either? Why should I go with Azure?
Gotcha. So Srinivasa, you have missed the entire last class was devoted. There were many slides and there was a lot of information which was shared, that both Azure and OS are equally important. Azure is leading in some areas and OS is leading in some areas. So Aaradhya in the last class he showed a lot of parameters on which you can rate them. Now, Microsoft Azure has a lot of enterprise agreements. For example, Aaradhya gave an example where, just one example, that wherever SAP goes, Azure also goes. They are partners with each other, so OS does not go with SAP, right? So because of the enterprise agreements, because of the Azure ecosystem is so strong, especially in India, for those who are in India and even abroad, uh, that there is always this competition. Both are in leadership quadrant. There's always competition. So I'm not going to say lies here that OS is not important and only Azure is important, or OS is the only thing and Azure is nothing. Both are important. Today, when a person tries to learn something, it is a great idea for an ongoing development only. Again, I'm going to say, if you become a doctor or a musician or a cricketer, you have coaches, you have uh, uh, if Virat Kohli says, and this example comes from Mohammad Atiq from yesterday, he said if Virat Kohli only plays matches, I will play only in Australia or I will play only in India. That is harming himself. So if you want to have an ongoing learning, it is okay to do multi clouds. But this whole exercise between is Power BI important or Tableau important, is Azure important or RAS important? Both are important. Both have their strengths, pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. And I would like you to please our demo from the last session is on YouTube, and it's also we'll send you a recording. You can review that in depth and come back and ask the same question. 90% of your questions are going to be solved within that lecture that we last did.
Yeah, I had one more question. Like, what are the AI topics or AI services that you're covering in a class? Are you covering, or it's a separate course itself?
Aaradhya, do you want to help answer that?
Yeah. So see, for AI, there's a different track available. Altogether, there's a different track available. So if I'm talking as of now, total how many tracks? There are more than 20 tracks available in Microsoft Azure ecosystem. If you're planning to complete all the track, it will be never-ending process. So we are, for the time being, in this course, we are completing 3 track: admin, architecting, and development. That's why this course is called the Azure Master Program. Means after this course, in case you're applying to apply as a admin or architect, you'll be open. Depending on your
Actually,
choice,
it would have been
your
very
comfortability.
easy for us to add the word AI and charge like XYZ amount, whatever we wanted, or whatever the instructor wanted, and run just put some bullets there and run a course. Majority of the places that are running AI, the courses are not mature. The the bullets in there. And guys, where I'm coming from is uh, I have master's degrees in plus an MBA, and I'm a certified Azure architect and a auth solutions architect as well. So I'm coming from that background and 30 years of experience, and I'm at a very senior executive role in the industry in US. So from that background, I'm telling you that majority of the courses that people are teaching at high prices, the YouTube heroes, the courses itself are not matured. They are evolving and developing. So we will take the right step at the right time. Current one is focused on. So we launched a course on. It's called Master Azure Data Engineering. That's run by Ashok, and that track focuses on ADF and Spark and Azure Databricks. This track is focusing on development, admin, and architecture.
No,
If we see that there's a need for bringing, I don't just want to add just couple AI bullets and make it very impressive and
no. Why I asked that question is the market is very dynamic. earlier people used to sit and build the apps for months. Right now, you run AI scripts, Python scripts, and you build the apps very quickly within a half day or a 1 day. Okay, so by the time you learn the course, there might be AI things will come up where all these things done in a AI service. That is the reason I'm asking. What are the
Okay.
AI topics that might be helpful for the complete students?
Let
For the
me
next,
let
yeah.
me let me share this with you in a very funny example to drive home the point, right? Do you have a Tesla? I'm asking a question. Do you have a Tesla?
No, no, I will have an old Bajaj scooter only. I don't have a Tesla.
Right? Right. Uh, but Tesla has been there in the market how many years? Roughly?
5 years.
Let's say 5 years. I'm not going to counter that by saying 5.5 or 5.2 or 5. Uh, so just this one short example. There are things that exist today. For example, we have wearable devices, right? Google wearable devices. How long they've existed? They've existed for also 5 years. Are how many people are using them and how many people can afford them? The point is, any newer development in technology, the adoption takes time. The adoption takes time. And like I said, you have anybody that's learning anything new, even when, if you remember, our grandmothers had stoves. They did not have gas. If some of you,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
51 years old. So, right?
yes, sir.
After
I have
that
to.
came, after that came gases. After that came what? Something else. In US, we use different gadgets. The point here is simply that any technology, when it comes, it takes many years to mature. And as long as we have a development plan, we think of, I mean, I'm not thinking of what will happen after 20 years and 30 years. In the next 5 years, my priority is going to be, let me learn what is the best available today. And once you learn what is the best available today, you have to have an ongoing development plan to add on to those skills. Upskilling, we are working in a skills economy, and upskilling is very important from time to time. So, like I said, today we are teaching these three tracks because they are the best and the latest. Later on in future, if something else comes, just like a doctor would meet new medical representatives to understand about the new medicines, even though he was a doctor from 10 years back, he needs to learn about newer developments in medicine. A musician needs to learn about, you know, or people need to learn about new things. We will introduce them then when they are available. So in anything, uh, the technologies are going to evolve and keep changing. But either I can take one of the two ways. Either I can be shell shocked and say, "Oh, I'm not going to learn this year. Maybe next year when things were better looking, I'll learn them." Then next year you'll again sit and say, "I'm not going to learn it this year also." By that time, you'll realize that people who were actually working while the rest of us were kept on only asking questions and never took an action, they are the people who are left behind. The people who were in Azure 5 years back are now. I just give you an example of a guy. Deliberately, this guy was in Army Marine Corps, and he changed from there to an insurance agent, and from there he pivoted his career to IT. But because he went there at the right time, he's running his own business. He is a multi-million-dollar agency running his own digital services. So
Sir, I have one question.
the point being that uh, you have to do the best with what you can currently, and as the technologies evolve, obviously you need to do a little bit of upskilling. But if I'm going to worry too much, I will have a freeze. I will not know whether to move forward, whether to move backward. I'll keep standing at one place like a tortoise. Like if you are an MS, if you've just completed your MS and you're sitting, okay, I have a MS in computer science. I also have a story of a guy who did this MS from here, and you know what happened? He got hold of one of his friends. He was going to do Azure, and he suddenly realized, oh, I'm going to. My friend has told me that if I move from US to Canada and if I start a food truck, it will give me good money. So he never completed his OPT. He went to Canada. He started this food truck business. It failed miserably. After 5 years, he is coming back to say, "Sir, is it possible for me to catch up with Azure because my parents have a lot of, and now I'm going to get married also. So can you, sir, please help me and get back to Azure?" So there are all kind of stories. The point is, we have to take a decision based upon the best available today and move on quickly and fast. And when new things come, we don't have to. The learning is going to be lifelong. Learning. I am 51 and I call myself a learner and a student. If I can learn if I can sit with Aaradhya, learn something, I'll go to him. If I can learn, yesterday I learned something from Muhammad Atiq. I don't know this guy at all. He's from London and he gave me a couple good examples. So I told him that I'm going to use his examples in one of the seminars, and I did it today. I'm naming him also in front of you. People who say कि मेरे course जैसा कोई course नहीं है. There is no course like mine. There is nobody like me. I'm the greatest and best are full of ego, and we should avoid those kind of people in general. But people who are doing that ongoing learning and adapting as when the technology evolves, adapt to it, those people move ahead in life. It's pretty simple. Whatever I'm saying, you guys also are aware. This is not rocket science. Srinivas, so I would advise you to go look at the previous video that we had and come back to me. Let's have a meeting, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. We'll sit online, address every question of yours, and I would like you to share your LinkedIn ID and your resume so that I can give customized guidance to you.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else, guys? Anybody else that has a question for
Yes,
Aaradhya?
sir. Okay, yeah, sir. I have one question, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, I've realized two things during the demo session. Number one means while we are studying Azure functions and services, is it possible, because I'm coming from AWS background as well, so if we can give an example that in Azure we have this services, if and AWS we have that service, if we can correlate, that will be
So,
much more helpful for
you
me
are Atik, right?
especially. Yes, sir. And the
So,
second thing is
Atik,
automation is very, very important.
I think let's go one by one, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think what we'll do is, see, when Aaradhya is teaching a topic, see, majority of the people would not have done OS, right? You have done a little bit of OS, so you might say, you might recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has happened to me in person. I
Yes,
always
sir.
recall. In this one, I use it like this. I do not know how to do it in Azure, but some of those kind of questions, they are offline questions and they can be asked to an instructor or asked to
Mm-hmm.
somebody. For example, you can always come back and ask me saying, I learned this in Azure today, and I recall that this one thing was done in OS in slightly different way using XYZ service. the
Mm-hmm.
names the names of the services could be different, the branding could be different, the pricing could be slightly modified, and all those. So instead of, see, there are two ways, right? One is that I ask, when somebody is teaching Azure for the 90% of the class, I keep on asking ask questions which are irrelevant, because everybody else will say that, sir, why are we discussing us? We came for Azure. But we don't want to let the person suffer also. So if you ask those questions offline, um, we can say we can put it in a parking lot, and we'll be happy to take those questions offline. So sometimes we'll be able to address those questions offline. And like I pointed out, that we may introduce multi-cloud in the future, where we can say, okay, we have this expert. You can ask him whatever ask questions you have, and how the similar things are done in Azure, right? Because it'll be unfair to all the rest of the students if while teaching Azure we keep on talking about us. It'll become very confusion if it is only for one person in the class. You understand? Makes sense, right? All right. Any other question, please?
What would be the time, Arun sir, for this weekend classes?
Aradhya, please, can you please share about the whether it'll be like 2 hours or 1 hour in the weekend?
Yeah. So, guys, it will be one of the weekend batch. We have two slots available. One is the morning, India timing morning 7 to 9, plus minus 30 minute. Usually it's a plus 30 minute. And the second evening time, same time evening. So timing will not be an issue. The reason we have multiple batch, we have morning, afternoon, and evening batch. So recently we completed two batch, morning, evening completed. So we have two types slot available.
Yeah. So what we are trying to do, see, we had two simple objectives. Objective number one was we introduce a topic, we share with you what new offering is being introduced. Then the second objective was to give you a feel for, because sometimes you will see an instructor and you may be thinking, I want to understand his teaching style. I want to understand how he addresses my questions. I want to see whether if I'm asking a question, am I comfortable with the person? Is he approachable? All those kind of things typically students are able to see via a demo, right? Because we cannot take the entire 3 months class for you to evaluate, right? So you can judge for yourself, am I getting the comfort, am I getting my questions answered, how was the environment? Yeah, suppose you ask a question to Aaradhya, you say, sir, in the class I was a little bit shy asking in front of 10 people. Sir, can you help me? I am writing to a DM to you. Can you can you please answer me? You will yourself know, right? There's only one way to know. So these kind of things are addressed via demos. So what Aaradhya did was he gave a generic introduction yesterday. He shared about the course. He shared about a lot of questions. He gave a lot of examples. Today his focus was sharing about storage account as a main topic. And on the side, we tried to answer. We tried to give some stories, some logic to help you understand, to address your questions. So Aaradhya ke whatever students he has, those people have learned this concept so well that when they stand in the market, like this bank lady that he talked about, this is a real life case of a person who stood in the market. She had 100% hike. She stood in the market and said, "Whatever I know it very well." And then, of course, when you prepare with somebody. See, even today, when I apply, let's say I apply to a particular position, I may have complete knowledge, but the questions that are asked in the industry, they are not like PDF from Udemy, PDF from Coursera, or PDF obtained from a XYZ place, or they don't come from books. They don't ask direct questions. They will not ask you, hello, so and so, hello, candidate, please tell me what is storage account. That is not going to be the question. They will give you a scenario, they'll give you an exercise. So the questions are likely to be scenario based questions. So that is something a mentor, when they are teaching or when they are discussing in a discussion session or a doubt clearing session or a mock session or an interview session, you will be able to get all the help needed. Luckily, now some of the people we have also noticed, I'll tell you all kind of students we have. We've also noticed that some people, they are very good technically, but they are not able to express themselves in English very well. Now, I may have had the privilege of studying in a convent education school, and my English might be uh, uh, decent enough. But some people who have studied from smaller colleges, smaller places, they come from a place where, let's say, Telugu is very popular, or they come from a place where Hindi is very popular. They are not able to, they are not Shakespeare, or they are not like Shashi Tharoor in English, and that's okay, because Aaradhya has tried to simplify his delivery so that every person can understand with simple examples. And if people attend some, we have a lot of, like I told you, we have communication and other classes which are available to you for free. I take a session on behavioral interviewing, technical interviewing myself. Those sessions are open to everybody and a lot of people join them. We also have a session called Ask Arun. Even Aaradhya may not have heard about it. We have a session called Ask Arun, where I sit down on a, let's say, a Monday or a Friday or whatever day everybody chooses. I say I'm available for 4 or 5 hours continuously. I will. This is my passion. This is my craze. I don't do it for money. This is my craziness. And people like Prem Sai, people like Akriti, many people in the COE will vouch for it. We have had a session, guys, where I sat down for, I think, 8 or 9 hours straight, and I said, ask me anything, technical, interviewing, behavioral questions, otherwise, whatever you have. And I keep doing that from time to time so that I want every student to have what they need to be successful. That much nobody usually does for the industry, unless they are like absolutely crazy. Am I making sense, guys? Am I reaching out to you, and are you able to understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
किसी के
Like
पास
I am,
yeah,
sir, I am,
बताइए.
sir, I am from government school, so I don't have good communication skill in English. So how can I means I can improve, sir? Would you please tell
So
me actually?
so
This is the
देखिए
only reason for which I am less confident. Okay, I am not able to appear in IT company and all those things.
देखिए anybody has confidence because of two or three things. First is whatever is being taught to me. So in this case, Aaradhya, obviously has he didn't I mean, he Aaradhya didn't come from he didn't land into this word from US or from English speaking country. He was also born in India like you guys, right? Many of us. I was born in India myself. The point is that in the class you must focus on a concept, practice that concept, be technically good. That's number one. As far as the communication goes, when you sit down with a person one on one, you do mock sessions, you practice interviews. If you look at any interview, the typical construct is, tell me something about yourself, right? That's the obviously the first question they always ask. Strengths, weaknesses. Tell me something about your recent project you have done, or can you describe your role that you have done, right? 4 or 5 questions are there in every single interview. So once you practice that slowly, gradually, you can even write down your answers. You can practice with a mentor. That's how you gain confidence. If you, we don't care whether you are from a government school or you came from a school that was, when I was growing up, we had people who studied in a kacha school. There's a person. So once I was younger, I went to Dehradun Doon School, and the topper of Doon School, I still remember him because he left a big impression in my mind. So he was having his in Dune school. You have to take a exam. It's a very it's an awesome school, and he was taking an exam. After the exam, he went for the interview. So he saw the entire panel and he was nervous. And you know what he said? He said, "Sir, I have studied in a kacha school in our village. We didn't have a pakka school. And in spite of that, I have done X, Y, and Z, and I'm here. I want to also apply for scholarship." And this guy not only got the scholarship, he became a topper, and he's been a good friend of mine from several years. So, आपका confidence will come from education primarily. Apart from that, when you attend seminars, like for example, I have nothing but good wishes for you. I'm inspired by you that in spite of whatever background you came from, you attended. Many people did not attend today. In spite of their committing that I'll attend, they did not attend. You are much better than those people because you have taken the first step. You came and listened. You asked questions. That is a second good point. Similarly, if you participate, if you talk to people, uh, you will gain more and more confidence. Confidence is not a tablet that you can take in one day and next day you'll feel like lion and tiger. Confidence comes to anybody, even Aaradhya or myself or people bigger, much bigger than us. Confidence comes to you one day at a time. Every day, if you are doing 1% better, the goal is not to become 100% in one day. Even if you're exercising and you want to build muscles, you cannot build muscles you cannot pick up exercise every January 1st. People pick up dumbbells or people do exercise, and the next day they cannot look like Salman Khan or Olympic wrestler. It takes time. So invest that time with us, invest this time with other mentors, invest time with people. And even if you become 1% better every week or every day or every month, you have made it. So we'll keep on doing this. Uh, we have interview classes, we have communication classes. All those anybody can attend.
Okay, sir.
Okay, na? Okay, anyone else, please? Ask us any question. Aaradhya is here for a few minutes. Just please.
Sir, what kind of certification you can do after completing this course?
Okay. So if anyone who is getting enrolled for this master program, after this, they can clear multiple certification. For example, 900, which is fundamental, 104, 204, as well as 305.
So what Aaradhya is saying is, in the last class, Aaradhya showed us a roadmap. So when you complete this course, obviously we'll be giving you certificate, right? He has done this master's course completing X, Y, and Z tracks. That certificate you will get anyways, right? See, that kind of certificate is good to show that you have the competency. But some people, what they do is, they don't want to display, a paper. Some people want to go in for certifications offered by Microsoft. So Aaradhya clearly showed the roadmap on which kind of certifications you can go for after completing the course. Some people are interested, some people are not, and that's okay with us.
Sir, can we get
In
the
a,
recording of the
in a competitive market, जब भी market competitive होता है, let's say two people come with the same skills, same experience, but one fellow has one extra thing, and that one extra thing is the certification that's obtained from Microsoft. Aaradhya or me or anybody in the world does not distribute Microsoft certification. That has to be earned by taking Microsoft exams. So we give you the knowledge to earn that certificate should you desire to do that. Okay. Sorry, what was the question? Last one, please.
Sir, can I get the recording of last class?
Absolutely, you can get. If you are in our if you are in the group for the Azure program, we have already uploaded it, and it's also on YouTube. So we will, if you can ping me or ping Akriti or Prem Sai, who are there in the, they can share with you the link to the last this thing. It'll be available to you for some time so that you can go through it.
Arun, when does your program start? This course when you're planning to start?
We are hoping to see. We were hoping to start it from like October, between 1st and 5th. So see, some people, what's happening is you have to, when you look at a global audience, you have to look at like like right now I think Shraddha Paksha is going on, and some people like to do auspicious things. There are all kind of beliefs, right? So some people want to start with the Navami, the end of Navami date. I think it's October 11th or something. So we are trying to figure that out. But I believe that Aaradhya and I will discuss it based upon the feedback from the audience. So whatever the majority decides, we are good to start. Then it can be between October 1st and 5th. Aaradhya, do you have any comment?
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Based on the majority, we'll decide to proceed.
Sir, a quick question, sir. Sir, can we join both batches? Like, if I miss a class in the morning, can I join the evening one because of time issues?
नहीं होगा क्या? What will have to happen is, see, let's say we have two. Aaradhya said that we have two slots that he's thinking of. So maximum, what I think, what is likely to happen is whatever the majority decide, we'll choose this one slot, because it is not fair to repeat one class in the morning, then second class in the evening. It will be too much on for Aaradhya and too much for. So if you haven't heard one session, first of all, you should try not to miss the classes. But for some reason, if you have a health issue, something very important that has come up which cannot be postponed, or then you can listen to the recording, come back and ask questions on the base of the recording. You can ask doubts offline. But I think it is unfair to uh, run multiple batches in the same time, because that will take entire Saturday and Sunday doing that. You have to remember, guys, we are not trying to bring people who are YouTube teachers. We are trying to bring practitioners who are experienced. So Monday to Friday, Aaradhya or anybody, me or any one of our senior instructors, they have full-time roles in the industry. For example, Ashok is a full-time practitioner and consultant in US. He runs his own company, right? So the only way we can we can bring in practitioners and senior consultants to deliver is because only a practitioner consultant can teach you latest industry stuff, and not somebody who has worked in the industry a couple of years and then resigned and then suddenly started a YouTube channel and they loaded 100 videos. Those are not the people you want to learn from, because they can shine on YouTube and shine on Instagram and shine on Facebook and all the other things. But when it comes to, we have a lot of people coming from many of those kind of people and say, sir, maza to bahut aaya. I saw the Instagram, I saw their Facebook, I was very inspired, very very beautiful YouTube thumbnails and stuff. But sir, when I went to take the interviews, even after 5 interviews, I haven't been able to clear a single one. That is a reality that we have been facing. So we decide, let's do our own. We have the best of people. So, what I'm saying is, it will probably be one slot which majority of the people agree upon. So, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि morning में क्या तो if I don't attend in the morning, can I attend in the evening? It's not a movie show कि if you have missed like a 12 to 3 show, then let me go for 3 to 6. उसका ticket नहीं मिला, तो let me go for 6 to 9. Or otherwise in the morning I've been fooling around, so let me do 9 to 12 show. If we are serious about our careers, if we want to change, there has to be, it it always comes with a little effort from our sides. So whatever slot everybody chooses, majority of us will go with it. In the future, maybe, so maybe uh, the future batches may have like, maybe we can do something during the weekdays, maybe we can run multiple batches. But for now, the first debut, the the this batch of Azure, we will try to choose one slot that is acceptable to most of the people. Any other questions, guys? If you notice, guys, what we ourselves are doing, whatever we preach, we practice ourselves. If you can see, I'm Akriti is sitting in Delhi, Premsa is sitting in Gujarat, uh, 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 somebody else is sitting, Aaradhya is sitting probably in Noida. I'm calling from US. We have we have in the classes we have a global audience, and for me, when this class started today, it was like 6 o'clock in my morning, 6 a.m. in my morning. I got up for you guys. I got up for Aaradhya. I got up for Akriti. I got up for Prem Sir. I got up for each one of the students who had hopes that today something will be delivered, something useful will be delivered. So, at my age, at my experience level, at my whatever small things I have, it was not necessary for us, for me to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. It was not necessary for Aaradhya to have a busy schedule Monday to Friday, and on the weekend he's getting up, he's trying to impart and share his knowledge. But we did, and we thank a lot of students who have come forward and attended us today. Because you could have also done the same thing. You could have gone to a friend's house, you could have said, "Oh, it's a Saturday, sir, it's a Sunday, sir, I'm going to sleep for some more time." But those people will take much longer. By the time they realize, success would have passed by, and people who are there with us take a leap and invest the next 3 months, they will have achieved something. All right, we have time for a couple more questions. So after that, we'll wind up for today. And if you have any further questions, you can always reach out to us in the group. There's a particular group, if you are not aware, there's a special group made for uh, gauging the interest of the students, and we'll start pretty soon. Anything else, guys? Atik ji, are you happy? Or anything else? Ajay?
Well, I'm happy. I got a lot of questions, but I'm trying to hold myself, sir.
Yeah, I know, because you have some based upon your specific background in Terraform or something. What is? I understand. We can take those offline.
So,
Sam, Sri, Upma, Yeluguda, Venkata.
Arun sir, yes. One thing that I would like to say here that yeah, it is actually a very good course and very good plan. My expectation from this course would be more towards uh, architect role.
Right.
I have also like um, almost 18 years of experience, but due to some
Fantastic.
personal challenges or family obligations or maternity leaves 2 times I had. So I feel like I'm little off track. I could not keep myself very much updated with the industry. So, but according to my experience, uh, I am very much hopeful for this architect knowledge, architect role in near
Gotcha.
future that I would take up. So, how like this course is for all the three things: development, admin, and architect. So, how
Yeah.
I will make that okay? I am being or I am following that particular architect uh, related path or that like because it will be all
Okay.
combined.
Upma, let me share with you something very simple, right?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a very simple manner so that you are able to understand clearly. So you said about two things. One is you talked about, how as a lady you have, manage your house, you manage family, husband, in-laws, and all those kind of things, and you have children. You took leaves couple times. Do you think, Upma, that this does not happen to everybody? I mean to say, what I mean to say here is, even if I'm a hiring manager, even if I'm the VP of somewhere or a director somewhere or architect somewhere or whatever roles whether I'm in business or industry, this is a common human thing that happens with even the hiring managers take leave, even the people in HR or recruitment industry, whether they are in India or abroad, they typically take leaves and vacations for maternity, for marriage, for thousand of other reasons, right? These people also uh, have a normal human life where they change from one career to another. Transitions happen. They change companies also. So even during that time, they have a transition. People can have transition because of multiple reasons. So because you have been a woman, we have a lady in our class. She's ex IBM, ex Goldman Sachs, and I will not name the people, name anybody. And they have two grown up children. They have been able to maintain and practice and come back with the come back to the industry uh, with this career. The other point I want to say is that when we talk about the word architect, the moment I call somebody an architect, if I call you, for example, it's almost like saying I am a director of Reliance, right?
Yeah.
Ambani's son is a current, whatever you call him. Let's forget the title and call him a director for the time being, right? Just for the example's sake. Now, when the son of a Tata or a Mani or somebody big in the IT any industry, Bajaj or these people, they are made to work in the lowest levels of the factory so that they understand what is happening at the grassroots level. And once they do the internship, once they see the different departments, when they do a rotation, then they are brought in and they are placed as whatever because they understand right from the grassroots level, from a fundamental level, what are the challenges and problems of everything. Similarly, you may have noticed that in India, all the IS officers, whether they're IPS of IFS, IPS, IAS, even these people have to uh, learn about different areas. Once they are groomed, only then they are placed as officers. Same thing happens in the army. So somebody who clears his NDA or CDS exam, and when they are placed, they are learning from when they undergo their training, they are learning things from the grassroots level, and then they the same person who might be a lance naik or he might be a junior officer, they are training them, and after the training they become senior officers. So what is the point I'm trying to make here? The question is that, right? The point I'm trying to make is you cannot call yourself even if somebody gives you a title, can one really call themselves architect if they do not understand how to collaborate or interact with the other roles? So I think last time Aaradhya said a very good thing. He said, a lot of people, the moment I talk about cloud computing, the moment I say Azure, it's like blind men and the elephant. Some people have learned something and they say, oh, I know the entire elephant. Some people have learned two things in Azure and they say, oh, or they have done some Udemy course or Coursera course or some other something else, and they say, I know everything in Azure. The truth is that they have seen only one or two pieces. They may have. So, this course typically, these were two different courses when they started. We tried to combine it because for being the architect, You have to go from the ground up to the architecture level. So, so based upon the every class, let's say a class is consistent of lot of people with experience. So we look at the constancy of the class and we try to teach at that level. Assume that assume that we had a class full of freshers, right? Now, if all the people were BE people, if all the people were MBAs or MCAs and they knew nothing, can we teach them architecture? And will they get a job as an architect after 1 year? No. The answer is simply no. And Aaradhya is very aware of that. And he is not selling everybody as an architect. What he is saying is, I will impart you knowledge at that level so that few people who have that experience, for example, Atik has that little bit of experience. You have 18 years of experience in something, right? Those people are more likely to get the actual title of an architect based upon how your LinkedIn is, how your resume is, and many other factors which he talked about in his last class.
Yes.
So we are not saying, categorically, we are not saying that every single person, if a BTech fresher comes, within 6 months, he'll be architect. No, that's not going to happen.
It's understood. Yeah.
But the amount that you learn is of that level, so that initially you take up a job, let's say, junior cloud or something, or there are thousands of titles. I don't even want to go. There are 100 titles within this industry which you can apply for. Once you apply for that and you gain some experience, because of your education, because of your performance, because of your knowledge, they might say, hey, this position has come up, we don't mind if you apply. They may not give you as much salary as you might get, Upma, because because of your previous experience, you might be given more salary for the same position which a youngster has.
Yeah. Yeah, got the
So
point.
I would say, Upma, you have nothing to worry about. You have good experience. And one thing I tell to especially all the ladies, all the female students is, having a child, taking maternity leaves, taking a vacation is your right. It is your right. We need not be apologetic to anybody in the world for it. We have to say, I was a leader in my family. I realized that I need to take off to focus on the family life. Now I'm back in the industry. I have these skills, right? Even people like Rajnikant, right? Upma, I'm taking a funny example again. Rajnikant was out of the industry for 5 years. He came back, right? He comes back every year. Even now, if there's a movie, he has a big following. Even now, people watch him. Even now, he'll deliver hits. Amitabh was out. I mean, you name anybody. People are out in any industry, not just IT industry, for a variety of reasons. They come back with a big bang if they have the skills and there's a demand for the skills. So do not ever say to anybody after this seminar today, when you go out, you confidently say, yes, I took this was my right, it was my birthright to take this, I took this and was well within legal things. I have these new skills, my previous skills are so and so, my transferable skills are so and work with the mentor to customize your resume, customize the things and present them, and people will understand that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Aaradhya.
Alrighty. So whether you join me or not, I do not care. Aaradhya does not care. What we care about is you have to be confident. When you go with some new knowledge, regardless of whomsoever you learn it from, you must be confident when you go in the industry. I have this new skill, plus I have my old skill. I have worked with a mentor and I will do well. That's it. Any other
Yeah.
questions, guys? We have time for one more question, guys. Because at some point we have to wrap it up. Anyone?
Sir, you will teach Terraform also?
Say again.
Terraform, so Terraform, you will teach that thing also.
No, Terraform is not a part of this course. The only reason I mentioned Terraform is yesterday Atik had called up and he shared that he had some background in Terraform, and will that be will learning Azure benefit him, because he has done a little bit of something else. So I was doing a counseling one-on-one with him yesterday, my evening. It must be his morning, I think. Or sorry, here's something else from London. He's calling from London, I think. Anyone? Joshi? All right, guys. So for any other questions, I want to thank Aaradhya from the bottom of my heart that she's taken time for us. It must be late night there in India. So thank you so much, Aaradhya, for doing this for us. And we will share the recordings with everyone. And anybody who is wanting to join the classes, please do it fast, guys, because we will try to close it very quickly. Usually within a week all the enrollments happen, we launch a date, and once we launch a date, after that we stop accepting more people. We try to Aaradhya does a small number of batches every year. So we don't do like 15 batches in a year and 30 batches in a year. We are not into that kind of a stuff. Aaradhya does not more than 2 or 3 batches in the entire year. So take your chance. Somebody's asking how to enroll. So yesterday, I think I'd stated that we will post a Aaradhya's WhatsApp ID, his contact number will be displayed. Aaradhya will post it in the WhatsApp group that we have, and you can reach out to Aaradhya, and he will make enrollment possible. He will explain to you, or somebody on behalf of him. Aaradhya will decide. So you can all the enrollment logistics, the money, the whatever, directly goes to Aaradhya. Okay. Aaradhya, do you have any comment on that? Is that
No,
okay?
I'm good. Yeah, you're right. I'm good.
Yeah. So you don't have to reach out to anybody, guys. Not to Prem, not to Kriti, not to me. We are all there as a big family to support you. But usually it's not good to talk to like 10 people. That's why just talk to Aaradhya. You can ping him. You can make the necessary enrollment payments to him and reserve your seats, guys. Alrighty. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being there. And yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.